Good morning. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Just about ready to start the show here. Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. The link's in the description. If you want to be a part of the show, click that link. I'll post it in the chat here too. And we'll talk some college football tonight. About 3 minutes. 3 or 4 minutes. Oh, hit the thumbs up too. You know you want to. Hit the thumbs up. Let's go.
Come on, man. Type. Stop mistreating Uncle Lou!
Week 4. Come on, man. Week 4. Great games. Come on, man.
I'm just a little bit perturbed.
Subscribe to YouTube.
I mean, it's a good idea, but on the toilet, bud? Dang. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. There is one college game on tonight, but it's dog shit. So we're not watching. Actually watching the Bills and the Dolphins. Don't care anything about it, but I did bet on the Bills -7 in the first half. They're currently up by 7. So it'd be great if they could go ahead and get the ball back and score again. Right now I'm at a push. You know what a push is. You don't win, you don't lose. I need one more score from the Bills here in the first half. The Dolphins have the ball right now, 3rd and 9, so we'll see if the Bills can get off the field. But how's everybody doing? This is a college football show. Stop talking about the NFL, Lou. The NFL is woke. I'm woke, too. I didn't have 3 cups of coffee since dinner. So I'm pretty fucking woke right now, too, which is ideal. The human concussion is back to throw, rolls left, incomplete, and the Dolphins will have to kick it away. How's everybody doing? Happy Thursday. Hope y'all are having a great week. College football weekend for me starts tomorrow. Like I said, there is a game on tonight. I believe it's Charlotte and Rice. I mean, look, I don't even have a Rice helmet. Do I? No, I do have a Charlotte helmet though. So I guess we'll pull for Charlotte, I guess. I don't even have a Rice helmet. But tomorrow, Iowa and Rutgers play. Boy, if that doesn't get you excited, I don't know what will. So I'm going to live stream it. I've been live streaming these games on Friday nights, and they're not always marquee matchups, but we've ended up having some good games on Friday nights, like close games on Friday nights. So, and I've had a good time on those Friday night streams, and I have absolutely no life outside of college football. So if you find yourself in a similar boat, come hang out with us tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Iowa on the road at Rutgers. We'll hang out and watch that game tomorrow night to get us primed up for all day on Saturday. And we've got great games all day on Saturday, starting at noon, going through the wee hours of the morning. And we'll all be watching all day, I am sure. The SEC announced today what you have all been waiting for. They're going to tell you your 3 permanent opponents every year going forward in the SEC. I think most of y'all are familiar with how this is going to work. The 3-6-6 model is what the SEC has chosen to do. I think that's the best possible way to go. That's going to preserve all the major rivalries within the SEC while allowing every team in the SEC to play every other team in the SEC twice every 4 years. So I think it's the best of both worlds. Is it perfect? No, nothing's perfect. And I have a prediction for tomorrow when that list comes out. And my prediction is tears, because people just like to complain. It doesn't matter how they arrange this thing tomorrow. The internet is going to be flooded with people crying like somebody just stole their best pig. That's all you're going to see tomorrow is people crying about this team has to play that team, but they don't have to play that team. And why can't we play this team instead of that team? And why are 2 of our teams good, but only 1 of their teams is good? It's just going to be nothing but constant crying tomorrow. No matter who the 3 teams are for the 16 SEC teams, people are just going to be bitching and moaning and crying and whining and complaining, because that's what basically the internet has turned into. It's like a giant therapy session for emotionally stunted people. Now, I sat down today and I made a list. Now, this is a selfish list, and I admit that it is selfish. So I'll just start there. But I wrote down the games in the SEC that I don't want to go away. And I have a feeling that 100% of these games are going to be saved tomorrow. I don't think they are going to take any of these games away. These are the games in alphabetical order in the SEC that I don't want to go away. Okay? So I'm going to go through the teams in alphabetical order. Alabama. I don't want the Alabama-Auburn game to go away. I don't want the Alabama-Tennessee game to go away. I don't think either of those games are going away. I think the SEC will preserve both of those games. Auburn. I don't want the Auburn-Alabama game to go away. I don't want the Auburn-Georgia game to go away. And I don't think they're gonna. I think the SEC will preserve both of those. Arkansas. I don't give a fuck who Arkansas plays. Sorry. Who's their rival? LSU? We're going to fill the rest of this in out tonight during the show. And it's so... But there's not been a single day in my entire life where I sat down and went, man, I can't wait to watch that rivalry game between Arkansas and who? So I take that any way you want, but I don't care what three teams they give Arkansas. We'll go through it tonight, and if there are rivals for Arkansas that need to be preserved, we'll see if we can fit them in. Florida. I don't want the Florida-Georgia game to go away. And I don't want the Florida... Damn, I guess... The Florida-Tennessee game? Do we need to save that? I think we need to save the Florida-Tennessee game. I think we need to save the Florida-Tennessee game. All right, Florida, the Georgia game and the Tennessee game. For Georgia, I don't want the Georgia-Auburn game to go away. I don't want the Georgia-Florida game to go away. For Kentucky, I don't give a fuck who Kentucky plays. They're same as Arkansas. I'm sure Kentucky has some rivals not named Louisville. I don't care. So I don't have any. They can give Kentucky whoever they want. It won't bother me in the slightest. LSU. Don't care. I don't care who they give LSU. I don't care. I don't know who LSU's primary rival is. I have no idea. I have no clue. Mississippi State, I want to save the Mississippi State Ole Miss game. And I don't think that game's going to go away. I think they'll save it. Missouri. I want Missouri and South Carolina to play every year. I like the Columbia angle. Columbia, Missouri, Columbia, South Carolina. And this just in. Neither Missouri nor South Carolina, either one, have a fucking rival in the SEC. They don't. So why not match them up? Let's do it. Missouri, you get South Carolina. Congratulations. All your dreams have come true. South Carolina, congratulations. You get Missouri. And they just happen to play this weekend. What a coincidence. Oklahoma, I want the Oklahoma-Texas game every year. Who Oklahoma plays beyond that, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. Couldn't care less beyond that. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. We already talked about that. Beyond Mississippi State, I don't care who Ole Miss plays. South Carolina, Missouri. Yay. Tennessee, I want to save the Tennessee-Bama game, and I want to save the Tennessee-Florida game. Texas A&M, I want to save the Texas A&M versus Texas game. Who Texas A&M plays beyond that, I don't care. Texas, I want to play Texas A&M and Oklahoma every year. Who the third team is, I don't care. And Vandy, I don't care who they play all the way around. It can be Tennessee because it's an in-state rival. The thing with Tennessee is if they're going to play Bama and Florida, they only get one more permanent opponent. Should it be Vandy or should it be Kentucky? I'll let y'all decide. But so this is, I don't know how many games this is. But other than the ones I just named, I don't give a fuck who anybody plays in the SEC every year because you're going to play everybody twice every 4 years. So I'm not about to sit over here and get all bent out of shape because whatever. Vandy's not playing Auburn, and that's supposedly some rival. I don't give a fuck. I don't. They'll play twice every 4 years. If LSU and Florida don't play every year, I don't give a shit. They'll play twice every 4 years. I don't care. Those games that I just named and listed out are the games that matter to me the most in the SEC and that I think should be saved and protected, and I think all of those will be. James Cooper, thank you for the super chat. He says, Arch Manning sucks. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Okie dokie is reserved for Tennessee stuff only, though, bud, on this channel. Okie dokie is a Tennessee thing. It's got nothing to do with Arch Manning or Texas. Okie dokie. And you got to do the thumbs up, too. You did the thumbs up. That was good. But it's the okie dokie thumbs up is for Tennessee only. Because that low-level troll paid me $5 to embarrass himself with the okie dokie thumbs up when Tennessee was winning and then disappeared like a fart in a windstorm. Yeah, it was weird. John Dickens says, sorry to miss you tonight, but Alice Cooper and Judas Priest are rocking tonight. It was a really difficult decision. Well, I don't blame you. If you're an Alice Cooper or a Judas Priest fan, I don't blame you. Permission granted to skip the Uncle Lou show tonight if you're an Alice Cooper or a Judas Priest fan. As for Uncle Lou, couldn't name 2 songs between the 2 of them. Bud, couldn't name 2 songs between the 2 of them woozies. Don't know anything about it also. And 2. All right, quick score update. 14-7, 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. I've got Buffalo -7. They're currently winning by 7. That's a first half only bet. So I've got Buffalo Bills -7 first half. But they're in the red zone, threatening to score, which would be a pay-lose situation. Josh Allen throws complete to one of the best running backs on the planet. Goes by the name James Cook. Yeah, who would have thought that James Cook was the better of the 2? Sorry, Florida State man. Sorry, Florida State man. James Cook is the better of the 2. Yeah, that's just what it is. What can you do? There's nothing you can do. I've rendered my verdict. And James Cook is the better of the 2. American Made is here. Ed D, Shoot 'em 556, Scooby, Rob Dog, Hufferbilly Paw, Sir Buckeye, Pastor Dave, Bryce, Tim Skelton, Arbo, Noah Livingston. I'm a Vol fan, and I loved the Your Season is Over video. Well, I bet you did, bud, because I gave you the kid glove treatment, my man. I did not shit on Tennessee in the Your Season is Over video. Turns out, shitting on Tennessee on the Your Season is Over video for 8 years in a row was enough for me. I've shit on them 8 Sundays in a row, 8 years in a row on Sunday after the Georgia-Tennessee game because they've lost 8 years in a row. Now 9 years in a row. 8 years was enough shitting on Tennessee in the Your Season's Over. So I give them a 1-year break. Don't worry. I'll be back to shitting on them again next season. Well, if we even play next season. Don't even know because Georgia-Tennessee is not going to be a game that's played every year going forward. So I don't know if Tennessee will be in that initial group of 6 teams that Georgia plays or if they'll be in the second group of 6. Don't know. 3rd and 8 for the Bills. I don't care if they score a touchdown. A field goal will do just fine. And Josh Allen's going to get sacked for no particular reason back at the 24. So it's going to be field goal time for the Buffalo Bills. And I need them to drain it. Yeah, I need them to not pull a Tennessee here. And actually take the third part of football, special teams, seriously. You know, there's 3 phases to the game. You ever heard that? There's 3 phases to the game, yeah. Offense, defense, and special teams. We'd have beat you if it wasn't for our special team. Oh, so if it wasn't for a third of football, you'd have beat. Okay, that's amazing, dude. That's amazing. I hope Auburn proves you and myself wrong, says Donovan. Yeah, I am not a buyer on Auburn. He missed it. He Tennessee'd the goddamn thing. Do y'all watch the NFL? I'm not shitting you. There are people making 60 and 65-yard field goals every week in the NFL now. This woozy can't hit a 35, 40-yarder. What are we doing? I'm still not losing the bet, but I'm not winning it either. I don't want to push. I want to win. Bills -7 first half. Come on, man. God almighty. AFC goes through Baltimore. Yeah, I don't care anything about that. I just care about whatever game I'm betting on at the time. And at this particular time, it's the Buffalo Bills. So, yeah. Of all the Georgia running backs, why the Bears got Swift is beyond me. Josh Pate is an idiot half the time. Well, what is he the other half? Don't know. Boy, the Dolphins are dog shit, ain't they? God, the Dolphins are bad. Anyway, when y'all call in tonight, I don't need anybody that calls in to fill out this entire list. We'll get you to add a team or two to the list, and we'll let every caller add a team or two to this list, and we'll see if by the end of the show we can fill this list in. Again, if you join late, tomorrow the SEC will be announcing every SEC team's 3 permanent opponents going forward. The SEC is moving to a 3-6-6 model. It sounds complicated, but it's really pretty simple. Every SEC team is going to have 3 teams that they play every single year, and then they're going to play 6 additional teams. The following year, they will play the 6 remaining teams that they didn't play the year before, plus the 3 they play every year. And then it'll flip home and away. So in a 4-year period, every team in the SEC will have played every other team in the SEC twice. Once at home, once on the road. And every year you will play the 3 same opponents. That's to save traditional rivalries like Georgia, Florida, Georgia, Auburn, Bama, Florida, Bama, Tennessee, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, Texas A&M, whatever all these rivals are. So you'll get 3 permanent opponents. That's the way that'll work. As we go through the phone calls, we'll fill this list in. Does that make sense? Is everybody on the same page, as it were? All right, good. Good. Great games this week. I put a preview video out earlier, prediction video for three of the more interesting games, at least in my mind. Texas Tech at Utah, Michigan at Nebraska, Auburn at Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma to win and cover. I like Utah. I don't think I'm going to bet the Utah-Texas Tech game. Texas Tech might be legit. Just don't know. They rebuilt their roster, spent $1 billion. This is their first legitimate competition. Maybe they're good, and maybe they'll go out there and blow them out. So I'm not betting the game, but I do like Utah. They're the more known commodity in that game. I like Utah at home to win. I like Oklahoma to win at home and cover. And I like Nebraska, the underdog, to win outright at home over Michigan. Yeah. See? Yep. 2nd and 6 for the Dolphins. They need to get off the fucking field, get the Bills back out here so they can score. The human concussion throws a swing pass to a running back and just about got him cut in half. Holy shit. Huge hit. Big loss on the play. 3rd and oblivion coming up for the Dolphins now. You want to get to the phone calls, or you want me to continue to ramble incoherently? 1 for phone calls, 2 for ramble incoherently. Most people want me to ramble incoherently. Why don't we do some of each, but we'll go ahead and get to the phone calls right now. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
How you doing, Uncle Lou?
Doing good.
All right. So first of all, I just want to say, if Tennessee is not a permanent opponent starting next year, I'd be very disappointed, because that's one free win that we're losing every year. So
permanent opponent for who?
For Georgia, for the University of Georgia.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's going to be.
See, now I'd be very disappointed, but that's not the reason I'm calling in today, sir. So I don't know if you remember. Last week I called you, and I asked about, I said fuck Florida, and I asked about why Florida became such a shit dick program, right? I'm not sure you remember that at all. But right after I got done, a fella by the name of Octavian came on and said this right here.
First off, I want to say to that caller, fuck Georgia, sir.
Now, to Octavian, I just wanted to say some things real quick, okay? You said fuck Georgia, okay? I said fuck Florida because I've earned a right to say fuck Florida, okay? And I learned from the best, sir. I've learned a lot from watching you. I brought some copious notes here, okay? Now, Georgia has beaten, in the last 10 years, in the last 10 matchups, Georgia has beaten you 7 out of 3 times.
7 out of
2 of those times, 7 out of 3. 2015 to 2025. Or I believe it's 2025 or 2015 to 2024.
Yeah, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
7 out of 10. Yeah, right. 2 of those came in 2015, 2016. Last year, Mark Richt's tenure there. First year of Kirby Smart. Okay. And then we have beaten you all time 56-44.
Yeah.
Now, Georgia owns you. Georgia owns Florida. That's a fact.
Yes.
I don't even need to talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that fucking the state of Florida owns Florida. Florida's record versus Miami in the last 10 matchups, they're 2-8. They're about to be 1-9 coming up on Saturday, sir. They're about to be 1-9. Okay. And the last time you played Miami, you lost 41-17 at home. Okay. Miami's been on a milk carton for the last 25 years. How the fuck does that even happen? Okay. Now, not even just Miami. Miami's not the only team in Florida that owns the University of Florida. Florida State has beaten you 6 out of the last 10 times that y'all played. Now, and one of those wins was whenever they might as well have been the fucking team of the deaf and blind. They went 2-10. It was like one of the worst Florida State years I've seen in my lifetime. I mean, hot damn. You know what I mean? You know, not even just Florida, not even just Florida State and Miami and Georgia owns you. That we all know. Georgia Tech, which is Georgia's bitch, owns you. Georgia Tech is 23-9 all time against Florida. How the fuck are you gonna lose to the nerds 23 out of 9 times, or 23 out of 32 times? How the fuck does that even happen? How does that happen, sir? Okay. So again, fuck Florida. Florida will continue to be owned by Georgia when we play y'all on November 1st. Miami will continue to own y'all when y'all play on Saturday. Okay.
This guy. Are you really talking shit, really, dude?
Yes, I'm talking shit. Yes, sir.
and hello, Lou. You're great. I might take shit from this guy. I might take shit from Lou, but I'm not going to listen to this guy. You sound like a bum.
What's your team? What's your team? I don't even know your team. What's up?
Oh, it's Florida, but you're talking shit. That's why you added me.
I am indeed talking shit. I'm more talking
yes,
shit
you
than
are.
Octavian. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, I am.
I am better than. Well, I'm his half brother then. Yeah, we're the tandem brothers. So I can I talk shit about George all the time sometimes, but I can listen to Lou, but I'm not gonna listen to a knockoff. You're like the great value to Fritos. You're a great value Bulldog fan. You're not a good guy. So why are you talking? Why are you even here? Why are you talking about Florida?
I'm talking shit about Florida because fucking I earned the right, son.
No, you have not.
Right. I have earned the right.
No.
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
No, and hold on.
Florida has been a dog shit program for the last 20 years. Give you about 15 years. I guess last time y'all won was
y'all.
2007.
Hey, y'all were too before Mark Richt.
Yeah, I never said Georgia was a good program before Mark Richt. But whenever I was born, shit,
y'all sound like damn doing cartwheels and doing jumping jacks and all that kind of shit like you're some blue blood.
Name one time you've heard a Georgia fan say I've heard Florida fans say Florida is a blue blood more than Georgia has. I've never said Georgia is a blue blood. Sir.
I never said hold on.
That Georgia was a blue blood.
I didn't say you said it. I said you acting
you
like
said
it.
We acting like it.
Yeah, you acting like it.
We are 56-44 against you, sir. We have won 12 times over you, sir.
Okay.
We own you. That's what I said.
Compared to this year.
I said we own you. Is that or is that not a fact? Tell me.
Hell no. Florida been owning Georgia for years until the last 10.
Really?
Yes.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, 56-44. Let me ask you something. You're losing 44 times, or excuse me, winning only 44 times against a team that's beating you 56 times. Is that owning?
Are y'all really down bad to bring up history?
Motherfucker, history. I literally brought up the Saturday, and I brought up November 1st.
And who do y'all play? Y'all didn't play nobody. You played. Austin P. Y'all play.
Who have Georgia played?
Marshall,
Tennessee.
Yeah, you played Tennessee, but Tennessee
you played LSU.
Who have Georgia played?
When your Heisman candidate quarterback threw 5 picks, sir. 5 picks. That's poverty.
I never said I was with him. I never said DJ Lagway was my guy.
Oh my fucking god!
I have never. I came on this show for
Who have Georgia played? Woo!
this year and last year. I never said DJ Lagway is my guy. I said Jaden Baugh was the guy.
Well, I mean, listen. If you said that, I haven't been around on these calling shows long enough. You said that, cool. You know what I mean? But like, listen, yeah, I'm right. I don't know where you're from geographically speaking. I'm right on the Florida-Georgia line.
And so I'm on the Florida-Georgia line when you can meet Alabama. And so I'm like right at the corner.
I'm on. I live all the way at the coast. So let me tell you something. The Florida-Georgia rivalry runs deep over here. The amount of times I've heard some fucking backwoods motherfucker saying that DJ Lagway gonna win Heisman. Motherfucker he ain't. He
what? Why? I have never heard on this show no one has defended DJ Lagway since the 5 interceptions.
I didn't say the show. I said where I'm from. Everyone I talk to.
I am not where you're from. I'm not from Toothless Jacksonville and stuff like that. I'm not from there.
I'm telling you my experience. Everyone I've talked to has said DJ Lagway. Now, and everyone on the internet has been hyping this motherfucker up. Hyping him up like the second coming of Christ. Is that a fact? You're laughing like it's not a fact.
No, it's not a fact.
It is a fact. Go on.
It's not a fact, sir.
Preseason. Go to every preseason poll, preseason Heisman list. He's gonna be up there in the top 10.
Oh, come on now, stop it.
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. You're literally debating fact.
No.
You're debating a fact.
No.
Okay.
You're throwing around opinions.
Are Heisman, let me ask you something. Are Heisman polls.
When the last time Georgia won a Heisman? Did they ever win a Heisman?
When have I ever said anything about Georgia winning a Heisman? I'm talking about right now. You're bringing up history. You just said I brought up history. That was unacceptable. It's fucking, you're a fucking Georgia fan. As soon as you bring up history, then suddenly
you're bringing up Heisman.
The fucking Dolphins have converted 4 third downs in a row on the last drive of this half. This is fucking ridiculous.
Damn.
This guy, I think you need to get on some Adderall, my man, because my God, we didn't even play yet. And also, y'all haven't played nobody, and y'all still talking.
Motherfucker, where
have Georgia played? Woo!
Where were you Saturday, sir? Just curious.
Who have Georgia played? Woo!
Were you watching the 3:30 time slot by chance? Because I don't know if you know this. So there's this team over in Knoxville. I don't know if you know them or not. I mean, they kind of.
Hold on. Are you really blacking about? Are you?
Who have Georgia played? Woo!
This is a new low for Georgia fans right here, bragging about beating Tennessee. And Florida beat them 10 years in a row. Florida beat them 10 years in a row.
They are a top 15 team, and we beat them.
Are you really going to be bragging about Tennessee?
Hey, whoa. No, hold
on.
No.
Hey, this is my turn.
Fine. Let me give you 5 minutes to talk real quick. Hold on.
Hold on. No, Florida did this way before Georgia. We've been beating Tennessee's ass for 10 years straight, and they couldn't get it done. Until Joshua Dobbs in 2016 done something.
You literally lost them like 2 years ago, back in 2023.
Oh, hey, we beat them like for the last 20 times. They only beat us 2 times out of the last 20, sir.
And I'm talking about 2023. You can have that. We're
not going to do that.
Did you not just say that talking about history? Like we were talking about history again. I'm talking about 2 years ago.
You bragging about beating Tennessee.
Okay, I'd rather brag about beating Tennessee on the road against the top 15 team than losing.
Dude, sir, they have not. They have not looked like a top 15 team. When we go on the road, we beat teams.
When you go on the road, you get fucking blown the fuck. How do you lose by 10? My question is really like, what really pisses me off about that game is the fact that DJ Lagway, if he had at least a somewhat fucking decent game, y'all probably could have won that. You lost that game because of DJ Lagway. You're telling me
no, I don't think so. Billy Napier would have messed it up anyway.
So you're telling me, so let me get this straight. So you're saying that him throwing 5 picks had no part in Florida losing?
Yes, he did. But I was just saying, if we did not even have those 5 interceptions, Billy Napier would have still fucked it up anyway.
All I'm saying is, shoot, you hold LSU to 20 points.
No, I came on the show. Were you on last Tuesday's show, right?
I was not. No, sir. I was not on last Tuesday's show. I was on the Thursday show. I was on last Thursday's show and the Thursday before that.
Okay, I think I was on both. Anyway, I said one of the shows, and I said
another third down conversion. five. Is that five? 5 third down conversions on this drive for the shitty fucking Dolphins. It might be the shitty Bills.
Mr. Lou.
No, I said on Tuesday or Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
I said last week, I told Lou right here on this show, a great show, the best show ever.
Indeed.
I said, Lou, the only way Florida's going to win if we come out inspired. Inspired, not because of Billy Napier. Hell no, not that guy. He can't even win a football game. Now, did we came out inspired? Hell no, we didn't. Hell no, we did. We did not come out inspired. And so I'm standing by what I said. We got the facts right here. I wish it was instant replay to tell you, but I had to do it myself. Why? You are talking shit about what happened last week.
All right. Trent, thank you for the call. All right. What's up, Trey?
Hey, what's up, Lou? How you doing today?
Doing good.
Got that bum. He is a disgrace to Georgia fans right there, Lou.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, like I said earlier on Twitter, I said I'm going to say it again. Why is there so much Dabo slander, Lou? Come on, Lou. Well, what's going on? Well, why is everybody hating on Dabo? It's the truth. He won championships, Lou.
So did Mac Brown.
Yes.
Should North Carolina have kept him?
Hell no. I mean, he was getting 6-6, Lou, but this is different now.
What about Jimbo Fisher?
Oh, Jimbo Fisher's a bum. He only won one because of Jameis Winston. He had the players, Lou. It was not because of him. You got schemers.
Everybody that's ever won the Natty had the players.
And then you found out what they are later, Lou. But Lou, Clemson needs Dabo more than Dabo needs Clemson. I'm telling you right now, they'll be 6-6 and 5-7 without Dabo. Clemson fans, Pigskin Pete, whoever's a damn Clemson fan in this show, y'all need to be more respectful to Dabo Swinney. Dabo is the guy that took you there. And I'll tell you what. If Georgia had this problem with Kirby Smart, Georgia needs Kirby Smart more than Kirby needs Georgia. I promise you. If Kirby would have done the same thing.
There is no coach bigger than the school, buddy. I watched Clemson play this last weekend. They did not have a picture of Dabo Swinney on the side of the helmet.
Shoot. They might be someday, Lou.
But no, it's a Clemson paw. No one has ever bought a ticket to Dabo Swinney. No one has ever donated money to Dabo Swinney. They donate to Clemson. They buy Clemson tickets. They buy Clemson shirts.
Hold on.
They go to Clemson games.
What about Bobby Bowden and FSU, Lou?
They fired him. They fired him. Dummy.
He got booted out for a new coach, yeah. But he'd been there for 30 years. He was bigger than the school, Lou.
No, he wasn't. They fired him, and Florida State still exists. In fact, they won a national title right after they fired him.
Yeah, this is true.
I mean,
come on now, Lou.
I mean, there's not a rake big enough for you to step on. You're just slapping yourself in the forehead over and over again. What are you doing?
Lou,
but nothing.
He could go somewhere else and win a championship, Lou.
Well, let him do it. There is no coach, but he's not going anywhere. No, Clemson doesn't want to fire him, and he doesn't want to quit. He's yelling at the fans. The fans don't fire coaches. Or hire them.
But who took him there? Nobody else would take Clemson there.
No one is talking about firing Dabo except you. No Clemson fans are talking about it. The Clemson administration's not talking about it. Well, then what are you talking about? Clemson needs Dabo. Dabo's not going anywhere.
It's the slander, Lou.
What about the slander? He's fucking up. He deserves to be criticized. There is no coach above criticism, buddy.
He's 1-2.
I know. That's why he's being criticized, because he's 1-2.
This ain't the first time he did it, Lou.
And he was criticized last time he did it. And he'll be criticized next time he does it. And if Saban started 1-2, Saban would be criticized. Coaches are not above criticism. No coach is perfect.
Okay, I got a question for you. If Kirby Smart started 1-3, what would you say?
He would be criticized by me and everyone else. That's an unacceptable start to a season.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
You would not.
Fucking retard. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
I was going to say, first, congratulations to your dogs and a great win in Knoxville.
Yep.
Second, those two callers mentally took me back about 5 years. Like, my brain somehow undeveloped listening to that.
I believe it. I believe it.
I guess my second thing, though, you made the joke about special teams. Honestly, under Heupel, our special teams has been decent most of the time. I don't have any ill will towards that kicker because you want to hear a fact? He was our best player against Ohio State last year.
Dang.
By a mile.
Dang.
He normally is a decent kicker. He was right on the edge of his range, and that false start put him about 1 yard outside of it.
Yeah.
So Heupel made the decision. He said this like in his press conference this week to send him out there because he's like, even if we get 2 yards, I'm more likely to either risk losing his range or not even get him on the right hash anyway.
Yeah.
So he just decided to send him out there, and it essentially worked more like a fire drill for him than it worked like a. Point is, no ill will towards him. Same position again. I'd send him out there, and he's made a kick in OT from about the same range.
Yeah.
Next thing, 3 permanent opponents.
Mm-hmm.
If I had my choice for fan interest, I'd choose Bama, Georgia, Florida. That's not going to happen. We've lost too much to all of those teams over the last 20 years. We expect we're only getting one of those.
Yeah, plus the goal isn't to preserve good games. It's to the point of the 3 permanent teams is to preserve rivalries. And Georgia Tennessee is not a rivalry game, but Tennessee Vandy is, and Tennessee Kentucky is, and Tennessee Florida is, and Tennessee Bama is. So you're going to lose one of those. Which one do you want to lose? Because you're keeping Bama and Florida. So
and that's what. Well, from what we understand, we don't know if we're keeping Florida.
Yeah, but I know is what I'm saying.
It would not shock me if I woke up Tuesday of next week and we have Kentucky and Vandy, because those rivalries also, again, you're relying on keeping other teams' rivalries. And I do not think with how we've performed over the last 20 years, Florida would term us one of their main rivals, even though we are.
Yeah, but let me ask you this. Who's Florida's biggest rival?
LSU.
No.
I would rank LSU above them.
LSU is not Florida's biggest rival. That's not even close.
Well, obviously Florida State. But I'm saying, like,
it's
in
not
terms
Florida
of
State either. It's Georgia. How do you not know this?
Because they've been getting their ass blown out every time.
That doesn't have anything to do with it. That's not what defines a rivalry. That doesn't have anything to do with it. Tennessee and Alabama are rivals, even though they've beat you, 15 of the last 17, 17 of the last 19. Is that a rivalry?
Yes, but I also caveat that by Florida and Georgia have done the same. So it makes it.
I can't take anything you say seriously if you don't know that Georgia is Florida's biggest rival. I can't anything else you say I have to take with a grain of salt if you don't understand that the Georgia-Florida rivalry is the second biggest rivalry in the SEC.
All right, I'll let you get on to your next caller then.
All right, thank you. Yeah, am I on some kind of a hidden camera show? Okay, it might be third in the SEC now because you have Texas, Oklahoma, but you got you got Auburn, Alabama, Texas, Oklahoma, Georgia, Florida. Those are the 3 biggest rivals in the SEC. Period. Argue over who fourth is till the cows come home if you want to. Those are the 3 biggest rivals in the SEC. The Iron Bowl, Bedlam, the cocktail party. no one can disagree with that. That guy named 9 teams before it dawned on him that Florida and Georgia are rivals. Not Bedlam, the Red River Shootout. My bad. The Red River Shootout. I find it hard to believe that the SEC office is not going to give Tennessee to Vandy. Because outside of Tennessee, what rivals does Vandy have? See, you have to think about each team's primary rivalry first. So Tennessee might not look at Vandy as its primary rivalry. Maybe they think it's Bama or whatever, but Vandy looks at Tennessee as their primary rival. So it feels like the third team for Tennessee is going to be Vandy. So I'm writing that down. So that completes the list for Tennessee. Bama, Florida, and Vandy every year for Tennessee. Every other team still has to have something filled in. So let's hope the next caller has some better ideas than the previous caller. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
How you doing today, Lou?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
I think your list, I mean, it's pretty solid.
Yeah, well, you got to add somebody to it though. So what team are you?
I mean,
I'm
a Georgia Tech fan, but
okay.
I mean, just looking at the SEC, watching it since I was young, like you could make a case for fucking Missouri and Arkansas.
Okay.
Kind of, sort of. They have like that fucking 80s style. Pretty sure they were either in the Big 8 or the Southwest together, right? Or am I retarded?
Arkansas. The old Southwest Conference. I don't think was Missouri in the old Southwest Conference.
I don't know. That was way before my time.
Anyway, what's on your mind?
Something I feel like's not getting talked about is November 28th. Old fashioned hate.
Oh, it'll be talked about in 2.5 months when that game comes around, I'm sure.
I think there's a good chance both teams are ranked in the top 10.
I agree.
I don't think anyone is beating Georgia Tech this year other than Georgia.
Yeah.
Even then, I would take strong consideration for Georgia Tech to perform like they did last year.
Yeah. We're getting way out ahead of ourselves here. I mean, Georgia Tech's a good team, but they've got 9 more games to play, and Georgia Tech's not good enough to just show up anywhere and win. They're going to be favored in the remainder of their games, but I would be surprised if they won them all. Well, they won't be favored against Georgia. They'll be favored in every game except Georgia, but it's going to be hard to win all 9 of them.
Yeah, but I look at the way Brent Key runs his offense, and
he had 7 plays.
I mean, it's very predictable, but he controls the clock. So I expect Georgia Tech to have like a bunch of like 20-3 type games. You know what I mean? And maybe like a Wake Forest or someone could maybe sneak through and make a close game, and that might be their one loss of the year.
No, Wake Forest, Duke, NC State. I mean, you'll be favored against all of these teams, but I mean, Georgia, it's not like Georgia Tech is one of the 10 most talented teams in the country and they can just show up and win games.
No.
So I don't know who they will lose to, but I don't think they're winning every game between now and the Georgia game. I think they'll lose one somewhere.
I don't know. I feel like they could maybe be like the SMU of this year, but I feel like they'd have a better shot in Charlotte than SMU would have.
Yeah. Well, SMU lost a game.
I mean, yeah, that's fair, but they lost a non-conference game. So, I mean, we'll see.
Well, you are too. You're losing a non-conference game too.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Well, I know about it. You had your chance last year and you blew it because your offensive coordinator doesn't know what he's doing.
Who, Buster Faulkner?
Yeah.
I mean, I love him, but
I do too. He was Georgia's best player in overtime last year. Thank you.
We don't talk about that.
Thank you, Buster Faulkner, for not letting Haynes King run the ball until the 8th overtime. What a genius.
I mean, that's another thing about Georgia Tech's offense is you can't have Haynes King carry the ball 20 times a game.
If you think you're winning any of those games, that's exactly what you're going to do because you don't have any other way of winning them.
I mean, our backup Philo, he could pass it better than fucking King can.
Right, but he can't run.
No, but the offense isn't. I mean, right now with Haynes Keenan, it's definitely centered around him, but there's more than just, the 7 plays in the playbook.
Right. It's just that Haynes King can only run 7 of them.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I know last year in the North Carolina game, the playbook was opened up wide, and we got in a shootout with them and won. We got in a shootout with fucking NC State and won.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's mainly what I call to talk about, though.
Yeah. I mean, I think Georgia Tech's good, and that was a good win, but it seems a little crazy in week 3 for Georgia Tech to be talking about going 12-0.
I mean, it was predicted for them to go either 10-2 or 11-1.
Only by not by anybody with a brain. I mean, there's nobody out there with a brain had Georgia Tech at 10-2.
I mean, I thought that was the easiest bet of the year. Georgia Tech over 7.5 wins.
Making a bet at Georgia Tech over 7.5 wins is not the same as predicting them to go 10-2.
I mean,
that's predicting them to go 8-4.
I mean, that's fair, but look, I think they're going to be undefeated when they go into that game in Atlanta.
All right. I hope you're still around when that game comes around. Thank you for the call. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Lou? You got me?
Yeah, buddy.
So I'm very glad you brought up the primary rivalry concept here with the SEC because I think that is the underrated part of the conversation.
Well, here's the issue. Because if you look at it, here's the issue. When you get to some team's third game, take Tennessee, for example. We gave them Bama and Florida, and so you're sitting there trying to figure out who their third opponent would be. Well, it has to be Vandy. Because Tennessee is Vandy's number 1 rival, even though Tennessee doesn't look at it that way. So Vandy has to be in the mix for Tennessee, I think. And
yes.
That's why, and I said at the top of the show, when this list comes out tomorrow, the internet is going to be flooded with people's tears, crying and bitching and moaning and complaining because this team's playing that team instead of that team, and this team ain't playing that team. Sit down on your own, not you. I'm talking to everybody else. Sit down, take an hour tomorrow, and do this on your own. Until you do this, you won't understand how hard it is. It's not easy to do. There are going to be games that fan bases want that they're not going to get because there's just no way to do it all in a fair way. There's just not. So Tennessee fans might want to play Georgia or want to play Kentucky or whoever it is, but Vandy is going to be sitting there going, well, that's our main. We don't get to play our own in-state rival, so it's going to be Vandy. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, exactly. And I think the strategy here that, I mean, I don't know exactly how the SEC offices sat down and did this, but you can't really start just going alphabetically and going, okay, Bama, here's the 3 teams that should play, and then Auburn. You kind of have to just rank each rivalry on its own and give priority from there.
Yeah.
And because, I mean, with the primary rivalry thing, you talked about South Carolina for a bit. Their biggest rival is the Palmetto Bowl with Clemson for sure. But in conference, it's what? Georgia would probably be their biggest conference rival, I would say. Or Mizzou, maybe? I don't know.
Who you talking
South
about?
Carolina?
Yeah, South Carolina's got no real, traditional SEC rival because they were late to the party. They didn't join till the 90s, so they don't have the 60, 70, or 80-year history that a lot of the other SEC teams. I mean, Georgia and Auburn have been playing since 1890. South Carolina doesn't have anything like that. And there's a couple of teams that are kind of like that. But you're right. You have to start with the primaries and make sure that gets filled in the right way, and then you go from there. And the other thing that I don't care at all about is equality in terms of scheduling. because
you can't care about it. You can't, because Auburn is going to play Georgia and Bama every year. And we cannot care that Georgia and Bama are great programs. We can't. Those are rivalries that have to be kept.
Right.
They just have to.
Right. And if we would have sat down and done this 15 years ago, being assigned Florida would have been considered one of the toughest teams you could have been assigned. Now it's going to be considered one of the easiest. Things change. Things change. Missouri's pretty good right now. They might be shit in 5 years. So you just have to schedule these things out with the intention of preserving as many of these rivalries as you can, regardless if Georgia gets 3 teams that are harder than the 3 teams that Texas gets. It's not going to be some sort of equitable strength of team that you get, because that's not the goal in assigning the 3 teams. The reason we even have this model is only for 2 reasons. Number 1, preserve rivalries. Number 2, make sure everybody in the SEC plays each other twice every 4 years. So the schedules are not going to be even every year, but you have to hope that they even out some over the long run. Teams ebb and flow. They're good for a while, they're not so good. They're good for a while, they're not so good. Things like that. So, but it's going to be nothing but crying tomorrow when this thing comes out. So,
well, for sure. I mean, with the model the SEC has gone for, they've kind of just met in the middle, because they're trying to do the everyone plays everybody plus traditional rivals. I mean, do you agree with that? I mean, me personally, I'm not the biggest fan. I think they should have gone more for protecting the rivalry side. And, it's annoying that Georgia plays Texas A&M once every 1,000 years, but there's a better way to go about that. I mean, maybe you would do 4 protected rivals for some teams, maybe. I don't know, but I just think there's got to be a better way than what the SEC has put themselves into right now.
I don't know anybody in the SEC that has 4 rivals.
Think about it. Think about Tennessee. I'm not a Tennessee fan. I can't speak for Tennessee fans.
None of them are right. If you have 6 rivals, then none of them are rivals. It's just those are just your games. What is differentiating one from the other? I mean, the Georgia-Tennessee game is not a rivalry game. What's it called?
Interesting.
What's it called?
Interesting.
What's the Georgia-Tennessee game called?
I mean, does the game need a title? This is a general question. Does the game need a title to be a rivalry?
I'm just asking because most of them have one. But the Georgia-Tennessee game is called the Georgia-Tennessee game. The Georgia-Florida game has a name. The Georgia-Auburn game has a name. The Georgia-Georgia Tech game has a name. Texas-Oklahoma has a name. Auburn-Alabama has a name. There's other ones too.
For a while, the Missouri-Oklahoma game was definitely a rivalry. They were in the Big 8 together. They never really had a name. So I don't know. It's a tough question. But speaking of Missouri, I'd like to help you out here. I am an FSU alum, and I'm a massive Noles fan. But currently, I live in the great state of Missouri, and I spend plenty of time in the beautiful city of Columbia, Missouri, hang out with my Mizzou Tiger fan friends. So and fortunately, helping you out here with the Mizzou rivals is kind of easy because their biggest rival is Kansas, and they're out of conference. We don't really have to worry about them. But their 3 biggest in-conference rivals, I would say, would be Arkansas 1, South Carolina 2, and then Oklahoma 3, which is kind of like a Big 8 renewal there. And it's kind of lucky for Mizzou because it doesn't really conflict with those other 3 teams either because, you mentioned Arkansas earlier in the podcast, they got the Battle of the Golden Boot with LSU, which, whatever. And then who else do they play? I guess Texas and Texas A&M because they're former Southwest Conference rivals. But Oklahoma, former Big 8 rival. And then South Carolina, late to the party. It's the Columbia versus Columbia. So for Mizzou, it's pretty easy to figure out, but it's not quite the case for other teams. I don't know. It's with Tennessee, the Tennessee conundrum is interesting because Vandy wouldn't be in their top 3, but they kind of get stuck there because you can't just leave Vandy out hanging.
Yeah, Vandy and Tennessee have to be matched up, so that leaves two to go between Bama, Florida, and Kentucky.
Kentucky's not going to... Well, then you got to go to Kentucky. Who would be Kentucky's number 1?
I have no idea.
Is it Tennessee?
No clue.
Who knows? Kentucky football fans don't even exist, so who knows?
The rumor when this all popped up before was that Georgia was getting Kentucky as their third team. That was what was supposed to happen 2 years ago before Saban talked the other pussy coaches into voting no.
That would be a disaster. If it was Georgia and Kentucky, that would be. I mean, you're the Georgia fans, so you can speak for that. But as a third party here, I can.
Well, Georgia only has two rivals.
Choice.
Georgia only has two rivals in the SEC. So as long as both of those are saved, I don't care who the third team is. It can be Kentucky, it can be Bama, it can be Oklahoma, it can be anybody. I don't care. And you're still going to play every team in the league twice every 4 years. So we still get to beat Tennessee twice every 4 years. South Carolina is my favorite team to play every year. I don't have them on the list, but because it's not a rivalry game. So, just because some fans like one particular game doesn't make it a rival. So it is what it is on that.
I mean, I've heard you mention the South Carolina game in videos and shows before. Why is that? Why do Georgia fans love the South Carolina game? I feel like that's just been a
Georgia fans don't. I do.
Go ahead.
I do. I don't speak for Georgia fans. Me, I live on the border.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
It's the same reason if you go to North Georgia, they hate Tennessee, and if you go to West Georgia, they hate Auburn, and if you go to South Florida, they hate Florida, and if you go to Atlanta, they hate Georgia Tech.
That's right.
It's just geography for me.
Yep. Well, that's about all I got. Going on. Hopefully, you can figure out your little scheduling matrix, but
yeah,
it's not easy. And anyone who says it's easy is lying.
Yeah, I did South Carolina, Arkansas, and Oklahoma for Missouri. So thank you for your help on that. We got Missouri closed out. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Lou, what's up, man? How you been?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Good. I got 3 quick points for you.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a video or a live, you said about Deion not looking interested on the sideline. I've been saying this ever since he got to Colorado.
Yeah.
Every time they pin the cameras on him, he doesn't have the headset down, talking, calling plays. He's just standing there with his arms crossed. I'm even wondering, is he calling plays? Is he telling the OC or the DC, like, hey, we're going to go for it on this 4th down? He's just standing there. I've been saying this for 2 years. You look at other coaches, Lane Kiffin, he's so engaged. Alabama's coach, any other coach in the country, they're engaged, they're doing this. Deion just standing there.
Yeah.
Deion just standing there.
Yeah,
another point.
I truly believe that he is the least involved head coach in all of college football in terms of what he is actually responsible for.
Yes.
In those types of things. I don't think he's doing a lot of actual coaching. I think he's more of a figurehead. And I'm not even saying that's at another school that might be a problem. I'm not even saying it's a bad thing at Colorado. It's brought Colorado a ton of attention, a ton of money. It's had some benefits for sure. But in comparing him to other head coaches, I don't know if there's another head coach that does less than Deion. He's more of a figurehead. I refer to him as a hype man. He's like the Flavor Flav of Public Enemy. Public Enemy was the talent. Flavor Flav was the hype man, and everybody loves Flavor Flav. I love Flavor Flav. With the clock, and he's crazy and all. He attracts attention, and that's what Deion does. Yeah. And Colorado needed some of that. Honestly, I mean, a lot of people forgot Colorado even existed, so it hasn't been all bad, but to the original point about him on the sideline, I don't think he's all that involved. I think the offensive coordinator runs the offense and the entire offensive staff. I think the defensive coordinator runs the defense and the entire defensive staff, and Deion just kind of talks to recruits on the phone. I mean, he doesn't even go visit high school recruits. He doesn't travel and see them. So
I seen that the other day. I'm like, he doesn't do in-home visits or nothing like that. And anybody listening to this Colorado next game, I promise you, when they pin the cameras on Deion, his headset's going to be up. The mic's not going to be down. He's just standing there with his arms crossed. Yeah. Second point, I hope they don't get Alabama a break on these 3 rivalries. They need to play Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU. I remember a couple of years ago, Saban went on a little rant. Well, how did they come up with that and da da da? Well, now you're scared to play those 3 teams because they're on the come up. They got coaches that know what they're doing now. Was it bad 15 years ago when you was winning all them natties and you still was playing Tennessee, Auburn, and LSU?
Right.
And you weren't complaining then, Nick Saban.
Right.
The boy, I don't want to hear it from Alabama fans. Y'all need to play Auburn, Tennessee, LSU. And my third point I'll go, Lou, has there been in the past where there's been a game where you've been like just super nervous? Like it doesn't even have to necessarily be a Georgia game, but you were just shaking, like you couldn't wait for this game to come on, and it was just an exciting game for you.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I love that Georgia's like a consistently really good team now, and there's a lot less to worry about than there used to be. But I don't think I'll ever be able to recreate the feelings I had like in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020 when they first sort of, they made the Natty in 2017, and then it took them 3 or 4 years to get back there, but then they finally did, and they won it. Like, it's Alabama fans probably, I don't know if they'll admit it, but if Alabama fans remember like what it was like in 2008, 2009, 2010, like when they first started rolling, it was probably more exciting to you than it is now, probably, if you're being honest with yourself. Like it's hard to. I mean, I love that Georgia's good, and I hope they stay good forever or whatever. Yeah. But like, there's an expression like it's hard to appreciate the highs if you haven't experienced the lows.
Yeah,
I've experienced a lot of lows as a Georgia fan, and even the 2017 game when we lost that. Remember, that was the first national title game Georgia had played in since 1980, never mind won one. So when they got there and lost, I had no idea whether Georgia would get back to the Natty the following year or if it would be another 30-something years before Georgia ever got another chance. Now, it turned out that was sort of the turning point, and they've been a top 5 program in college football since then, so they've had a shot almost every year to at least make the playoffs or whatever. And every year is exciting, but those first couple of years were the best, I think.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Luke.
Yeah, buddy. Good call, man. Thank you for checking in. And the man said add LSU to Bama, so I did. So we've got Bama with Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU. I don't think that's how it's going to go. I don't think that's how it's going to go, but that's what we got. And right now, the only team we have for LSU is Bama. So we got to fill some more of these in here as we go. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
It's been a hot minute, hasn't it, Lou?
Jared, it has, man. Y'all are on top of the world, buddy. Ain't you? Ranked everywhere. What are y'all doing, man? What are y'all doing? Hey, we'll get to whatever you called in for in a second, but you got to help me fill out Vandy because
I was going to say that was what I was going to try to get to was the rivalry.
Now I'm giving y'all Tennessee because that's y'all's number. Yeah. Would you agree? This is a lifelong Vandy guy. Grew up going to all the games. Lifelong Vandy fan. This isn't some kind of, oh my God, Vandy's good, we found a Vandy fan. This guy's been calling. You've been watching this show for 8 or 9 years. You've been around forever. So this is a legit Vandy fan. So I gave you Tennessee. That's good, right?
My family's had season tickets for 30 years, and I was at the Vandy Alabama game last year, stormed the field and everything. So
they can't question they can't question your credentials. So I gave you Tennessee. Now, if I were to poll 100 Vandy fans, would all 100 say Tennessee is their primary rival?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're going to get Tennessee. That's pretty much a given. Who beyond that?
Kentucky.
Okay, Kentucky.
Kentucky's probably going to be 2 because Kentucky-Vandy is actually a rivalry, not only in football, but in basketball. It's big. Plus, it's also a borderline rivalry. They're very close to each other. For 3, though, if I have a feeling, I have a feeling we're going to get stuck with Mizzou. But I've seen rumors we're going to get Auburn.
You know what? I would be in favor of that. You know this, I'm sure. But one of the weirdest statistics in SEC history is that Auburn and Vandy are tied with each other.
Yeah.
The series record. So let's do that. Let's give you Vandy. And that's kind of fair to Auburn because they already have Georgia and Bama. So we'll give them a little bit of a break with Vandy. No offense. Jared. All right, so that completes Vandy. That's Tennessee, Kentucky, and Auburn for Vandy. For Auburn, it's Georgia, Bama, and Vandy. So We're starting to fill the list in now. All right, Jared. Now let's get to the real deal here. So tell me the next couple of games that are coming up.
Well, we got Georgia State this week. I'll be at the game. We're favored by 28.5 right now. We're going to roll.
And then who?
Utah State.
Okay, so that's another W. So then who?
After we'll most likely be 5-0. We'll be on the road at Alabama.
Oof. Okay. I mean, we know you can beat them. We know you can beat them.
I'm not.
Beat them last year, but I mean, this is a road game. You had them at home last year. It's just, look, even if y'all end up losing the game or whatever, it's unbelievable that we're even sitting around. We normally would skip over that, just like we skipped over Vandy and Georgia State. We would just go, oh, well, that's a loss. What's the next one? Maybe you can win the next one. You have to at least consider Vandy going in and beating Bama now. I mean, it's wild times we're living in.
Well, because like the other thing you can talk about is Vandy road tested this year? I would say yes.
Yeah, South Carolina at night, I think, is a
Virginia
very
Tech
difficult
at
place
night.
to
Yes, Virginia Tech is terrible, but Blacksburg is normally a hard place to play.
Yeah,
especially at night. But this is a weird year for me for being a Vandy fan, because like I came into the season going, I think 7-5. I think I'm sitting pretty comfortably thinking 7-5 is where we'll be. Because I had us beating Virginia Tech, I had us sweeping the non-con, and then I had us beating Auburn, Kentucky, and Mizzou. Because we got all three of them at home this year.
Yeah.
Which I get, Vandy home field advantage doesn't really matter, but it's better to play at home than it is on the road.
I definitely like Vandy against Auburn and Kentucky. If they were playing tomorrow, I would take Vandy in both of those games. Missouri, I think, is a little bit better than I thought they would be. We'll find out some more this week. They host South Carolina. Their offense has impressed me this year. They basically turned it over. They got a new running back, new quarterback, but, man, they look – now, they haven't played – they played Kansas, and I think Kansas is a decent team. So we'll see, but they're better than I thought they would be, so that'll be a good game. But you get them at home, though.
Yeah, that's why I felt a little bit better. And we almost won on the road last year, but, you know, last year is not this year.
And you might have caught a break with the Arch Manning deal. Let me ask the chat. I'm dead serious. Now, I know the game's in Texas this year, but I'll ask the chat. If Vandy was playing at Texas this Saturday, how many people would bet money on Texas to win? I wouldn't. I don't know if I'd bet on Vandy to win. It might be like I just stay away because Texas is talented, but man, they've looked bad.
I mean, South Carolina was more talented than us, but
yeah,
I think we're better coached.
Right.
And that was evident. Like, I remember watching the first two drives of the South Carolina game and went, damn, it's going to be a shootout. Neither of these defenses can stop anybody.
Yeah.
And then
hell, Georgia doesn't play Vandy. So look, I love underdog stories, and I know Vandy's trying to not. They're trying to come out. They're trying to get away from that this year, and I don't. They don't want to be the under. That was last year. Now this year they want to be just considered another good team or whatever. But I can't help it. I've seen. I defend James Franklin to this day at Penn for shit he does at Penn State because of what I saw him do at Vanderbilt. It's one of the hardest places to win in the country. Period.
And that's something that, like, Clark Lee, did you watch the, like, Netflix Saturday?
No.
Okay. But Clark Lee talked about it in Vandy's segment on the Netflix show about how he came into Vandy trying to do what, like, Derek Mason did, which was, like, you recruit from the ground up and you try to develop players. But the problem is, in this day and age, you get a good player, he leaves.
How about that touchdown catch Georgia had in the corner of the end zone, bud? Did you like that?
I'm actually glad he's doing good because I know he didn't do great last year, but I'm glad London Humphreys is doing good.
Yeah, for those that don't know, that touchdown pass that Gunnar Stockton threw on the fourth down that was caught in the end zone by Landon Humphreys, that's a transfer from Vandy from 3 seasons ago?
2 years.
2 years ago, yeah. So.
And I remember, like, that was something he talked about. It was like, all right, we develop a guy like London Humphreys, and he leaves. Okay? So what do? Well, Vandy's got a lot of money, and it's actually easier to get into a school like Vandy because, academics are pressed at Vandy. It's easier to get in as a transfer. So what do? You target all the young transfers, which is what they've done. And then it also helps that you steal probably one of the two best coaching duos in Tim Beck and Jerry Kill from New Mexico State, which is crazy how old Jerry Kill is, but
he's almost as old as Pavia, ain't he?
Also, if you've seen,
I can't say anything. I can't say anything. Georgia won a national title with a 25-year-old or whatever it was, so I can't say. You know, right. Stetson Bennett had been around the block a couple of times too.
So, but like the stuff that, by the way, what was online about Pavia requesting a 7th year, whatnot, that he literally proved that false.
Oh yeah, I saw his tweet. He said, "Yeah, no, that's not true. This is my last year." Yeah, I saw that.
It's like people just posting stuff to post stuff to get a reaction.
Yeah.
But I actually, seeing how we've played this year, it's going to sound crazy, but I think Vandy's going to be on the bubble for a playoff hunt.
Yeah, I think that is a realistic take for a Vandy fan to have right now. Not that they don't want to win every game, and look, they have the right to believe that right now. But in the age of the 12-team play, I mean, look, I'm a Georgia fan. They're the favorite to win the SEC all the time. And I go into the season going, I just want a shot at the playoffs. If we win the SEC, great. I like winning the SEC, but I want to go 10-2 and get in the playoffs. I don't like you have to in this new age of college football. Yeah, it's fun to brag if you go 12-0 or whatever. But look at Ohio State, 10-2, didn't even play for their conference and then breezed through the playoffs because they got hot, right? That should be the goal. The goal should be 10-2 and get in the playoffs any way you can.
Right, and the only teams there's only 2 teams on our schedule that scare me. It's on the road at Alabama, and it's on the road at Tennessee. I'm actually not scared to play in Austin.
Yeah.
And then I'm not scared about playing LSU. We almost won in Baton Rouge last year, and this is something crazy. I know you don't trust like what the analytics tell you and whatnot. Vandy, like with FPI, Vandy's a 60% chance to win against LSU at home.
Yeah. Well,
like,
it's not that
I know you don't trust that, but
it's not that I don't trust. It's not that I don't trust the FBI or the analytics. My problem with analytics is that coaches use it as a crutch instead of a tool. Like I don't think it should be blindly followed for in-game decisions. That's my issue with analytics. I think it should be something to consider, not something that you blindly follow like Brian Kelly does. I think that's stupid.
Also, that Florida fan that called in earlier saying that if Lagway threw no interceptions, they were still going to lose. If Lagway threw no interceptions, the game is 13-10, and Florida probably wins.
Yeah.
Like, that was the dumbest take I had heard from the night, other than those two arguing.
Yeah.
But
LSU's got issues on offense. I mean, that's apparent through the first 3 weeks of the season.
Vandy's defense is also
people thought that about Georgia too. You know, I mean, a team can't when teams are talented. You know, Georgia didn't play great offensively the first 2 weeks, but they're talented, and that talent finally played up to its ability this past week. And then maybe LSU gets around to that. But the first through 3 games, there's been nothing impressive about LSU's offense at all.
That's what it reminds me of, like South Carolina. They were like sleptwalk through the first 2 games, and I heard South Carolina fans telling me, "Oh, we're going to open up the playbook against Vandy. It's a conference opponent," and then nothing.
Yeah.
All right.
That was an impressive win.
Before I go, I want to hear your honest thoughts about Diego Pavia as a quarterback.
I think he's going to get a shot in the NFL.
I don't think he's going to be drafted high. No,
I don't either. But I mean, I think
he'll be like Stetson Bennett.
From Stetson Bennett. He's going to get a chance somewhere, and maybe he makes a practice squad. Maybe he makes the roster as a third QB. He'll play some in the preseason. And look, all he needed was a chance at Vandy, and he got it. And you see what he did. So maybe he, so much of what happens in the NFL is determined by where you go and when you go there.
Right. And I actually didn't even mean in regards to the NFL. I honestly meant as a college quarterback. Do you think he is a great college quarterback, or do you think like he's a one-trick pony?
I don't think he's a one-trick pony. I don't know.
Because that's what everyone always said about Diego Pavia was he can only run.
No, he can throw. I mean, he
doesn't have the arm. That we all know he doesn't have the arm, but he's accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I doubt he's gonna throw 4 interceptions in a game, or 5.
He's way too conservative. He's way too conservative.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the terrible one against South Carolina where he threw it into double coverage trying to make a play, which I remember watching that and went like, he probably should have just thrown it away. But
you know what he is? He's like, I'm not. He's not the same kind of player, but he's like a Haynes King or a even the guy at Utah before he got hurt, Cam Rising, Max Duggan at TCU. It's just
a guy with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah,
all the time.
and like if a play needs to be made, and there's been defensive ends that were this way. There's been running backs that were this way. That there's just when you just have this feeling that when something needs to happen, he's going to find a way to make it happen, whether it's gaining 5 yards with his legs on a critical 3rd and 4, or whether it's making a big 3rd down throw in the 4th quarter to seal a game. It's just you never think you never think it's over if you have him. It's just like he's going to do something.
Because I remember the Alabama game from last year, like when he needed to make a play, how many times did he make that play?
Yeah.
It's like
Riley Leonard. Riley Leonard at Notre Dame, never going to be an NFL quarterback, not a great college quarterback. But you look at the that playoff game against Georgia when they got the ball back with like 8 minutes to go, and Georgia needed a stop in the worst way to try to get back in the game, and he just ran 3-4 yards at a time, and everybody in the stadium knew what was coming, and there was nothing anybody can. If he needed 3 yards, he got 3.5. If he needed 4, he got 5, and Notre Dame picked up 3 or 4 first downs in a row, 10, 11 yards at a time.
Burning clock.
And that was it. The game was over. Yeah.
That's another thing with our offense. It's very ball control heavy, and we are kind of explosive now where we'll have big home run hits, but that's not our offense. Our offense is 4 yards in a cloud of dust every play. We're going to run it, and we're going to convert on 3rd down. Crazy statistic. Vandy has like a 80% 3rd down conversion rate.
That is crazy. That is ridiculous.
It's like a top 5 3rd down offense.
Yeah, like 50%, like a little over 50% is good.
I don't know what it was after the South Carolina game. I remember they showed the statistic during the South Carolina game, and it was at like 76%.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. I mean, look, the reality is, again, I know Vandy's trying to get out from underneath the underdog thing, but most of college football still looks at Vandy as the underdog. American sports fans love underdog stories, and it's kind of like Indiana last year. Until we found out Kurt Signetti was a piece of shit asshole, now everybody hates him. But like at the time, like it didn't make anybody mad that Indiana was winning. It's like it's kind of fun to see these teams that aren't traditionally good have a good year.
Kind of like SMU too.
Yeah, SMU last year. TCU made a natty. No one hates TCU. It's I don't know. It's fun to see those kinds of things happen. Jared, good luck the rest of the way, buddy. Stay in touch. I'm happy for you. Lifelong Vandy fan. Finally getting to stand in the sunshine for a little while. What's up, Ballard?
What's up, Lou? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Now, we've already got Bama's 3 teams for you here. Now, you're going to be playing Auburn, Tennessee, and LSU every year. Now, you're not scared.
That's fine.
You're not scared of that, are you?
I fully agree.
You've been playing those 3 teams. You've been playing those 3 teams every year since 1992. So, and you've got 8 or 9.
Well, fun fact: LSU actually dates back to 1895.
But not every year.
Not every year.
You've been playing them every year.
We've been playing
them every year since '92, though. Since we went to divisions. So, So we're going to get you to fill in somebody else. Well, let's give LSU one. Right now, LSU's only got 1 team on the list, and it's Bama.
Right.
Who isn't LSU Arkansas a rivalry game? Don't they have? Isn't that a trophy game?
The battle for the boot. The battle for the boot.
So I think that has to be on here. Yeah, I think that has to be on here.
I think them, and I think Florida. I think Florida, Arkansas, and Bama.
And then Arkansas is going to have LSU. All right, now Florida's already got 2 teams, Georgia and Tennessee. So you want Florida's 3rd team to be LSU?
We're talking about SEC only rivals, right?
Yeah, they're announcing this tomorrow.
Yeah.
The
Give
SEC.
them LSU.
All right, all right. Florida's going to be down bad. for a while. All right.
Holy
So,
shit.
all right. So we got 3 teams now for LSU. It's Bama, Arkansas, and Florida. And we've got 3 teams for Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU.
Let me ask you one more. Do you have 3 for Auburn yet? What do you got for them?
Georgia, Bama, Vandy.
Okay. I don't get I don't know. What was the explanation that someone gave you on Vandy?
They're tied all time.
Damn.
That's bad, ain't it?
That's awesome.
I mean, not everybody has 3 rivals, so not every game listed is going to be a rivalry game because Vandy doesn't have 3 rivals. Right. South Carolina doesn't have 3 rivals. Missouri doesn't have 3 rivals. Ole Miss and Mississippi State. Who are they going to play besides each other? I don't know. So we still got a lot to fill in. Texas A&M, who are they going to play? I don't know.
I got you. I need God damn it. So I've been using the sleeper app this week. I don't know if you heard. Making some money, also losing some money. I need Tyreek Hill to get his game up in this Dolphins game, which I don't have it on because I don't have Prime, but
I got it.
I don't know if you've been watching it, but
yeah, I got it on.
I need Tyreek Hill. I just need Tyreek Hill at any point to score 1 touchdown. And then also for this, I guess it's called a parlay or something. John Mateer, I need him to throw a pick against Auburn on Saturday. You think it could happen?
No. I mean, it could.
No?
It could.
Damn.
I wouldn't have picked John Mateer to throw an interception against Auburn at home. No, I wouldn't have picked that. But that doesn't mean the fact that I wouldn't pick it probably means it will hit.
Mm-hmm.
So now, is that a Voice of College Football hat you have on there?
What's that?
Is that a Voice of College Football hat that you have on there?
Yes, sir. Repping the brand.
Okay. And you're an Alabama fan?
Yeah.
And what channel do you do over at the Voice of College Football?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi. So you're an Alabama fan who does a Mississippi State show for the Voice of College Football. Yeah. Okay. Mark Rogers got mad at me on Twitter the other day because he made an Elvis post and I told him Elvis was a pedophile and he got mad.
Oh, God.
But to me, if you move a 14-year-old into your house and you're 20-something years old, to me, you're a pedophile.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's creepy as hell.
Yeah.
I got one more thing for you. What's your thoughts on the late game Saturday night on Fox? USC hosting a 3-0 Michigan State. I know that the matchup predictor gives them like a 95% chance. They're also favored by 18.5, but I think Jonathan Smith can do some interesting things at Michigan State. And obviously, I know you've given your thoughts a lot on Lincoln Riley.
Yeah, I agree. I do think Southern Cal wins the game at home, but I think there's too many points. I like Michigan State plus the points in that one. In fact, I already bet it. Sweet. I've already bet a lot of the games. I like to look at the lines when they first. Here's what I do. I look at the lines when they first come out on Sunday and Monday, and then if there's anything I really like, I bet it immediately, Sunday or Monday. But I bet a small amount, $25. And then as the week goes on, if I start to get more confident in that pick, I might add to it, or whatever. But I start with a low bet. So what do I have on that? I've got $25 on Michigan State plus 17.5 is the number I have.
Okay. Where do you get your spread? Is it from the
it's from
sleeper?
No. It's from the bookie I use.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. ESPN has it at 18.5, interestingly enough.
It might be 18.5
it's close,
now.
though.
It might be.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet these on Sunday and Monday, 3-4 days ago. So the line may have changed, but I've got Michigan State at plus.
Well, it opened. It's interesting. It opened at 15.5, and it's gone up about 3 points since then. So, yeah. But yeah, we got another good week of college football, man. We got some really good games. I'm actually excited. I'll be at work during it because I work Saturday afternoons, but I get off at 6 o'clock, which is good for the primetime games. But Utah, Texas Tech could be a fun one with undefeated teams. And we talked in the offseason about how the Big 12 is going to be a crapshoot with whoever wants to go win it. So it'll be fun, Lou. Love you, man, and appreciate all you guys. Thanks for taking my call.
All right, Ballard, good to hear from you. We will talk to you next time. All right, it's almost 10:30. I'm going to take like a 2-minute break. I got to go pee. Those 3 cups of coffee I was bragging about earlier have ran their way through me, so I do have to go pee. Give me 2 minutes, and we'll get right back to the phone calls. All right. Thank you for your patience in this regard. All right, right back to the phone calls. Honker Duffy Blue, what's up, buddy?
Uncle Lou, good morning.
Yeah, good morning in that.
So today was a really good day.
Yeah.
For us Clemson fans anyway, because Dabo didn't insult the shit out of the whole fan base today.
Good. Happy to hear that.
Yeah, I'm still counting how many days in a row that can be. If it gets to 2, it'll make me happy. But we'll see. Now, so you were talking about the matchups, the rivals, and Georgia. I was going to say Tennessee, but you're right. Tennessee, you filled the vacancy up with Vandy, and I think that was the right call. I think it should be South Carolina for the last slot for you guys. I think you and South Carolina need to make it official. Start that rivalry.
Wouldn't hurt my feelings. I don't care who the third team is. South Carolina. If they left it up to me, if the SEC office called me, I would choose South Carolina. But I completely admit that would be a selfish pick, as long as the primary ones are saved. And in Georgia's case, that would be, of course, Florida and Auburn. I'm willing to live with whatever the third one is, as long as the 2 primaries are saved.
Something that occurs to me when I look at it is, I know it's neat, like you said, probably name stories are the best, but those recruiting of where you end up fighting for recruits and talent, it's always good to play them every year so that you can have bragging rights or recruiting rights. Recruiting up, you get a little bit more recruiting muscle that way. So that's why I said South Carolina or Tennessee. Alabama too. I mean, you guys have a lot of rivals, believe it or not, or a lot of potential rivals. I don't know if they're rivals, but there's enough hate going around for Georgia and Alabama that y'all can pick just about any one of them. And they'll be. Kentucky would be enough.
For who?
For Georgia. I mean, you guys used to play all the time. I remember listening to the Hobnail Boot thing in Kentucky.
There's been 7 teams that Georgia has played every year since 1992. You can't add every.
But it's not a rival.
It's not a rival just because you play them.
Right. but I do listen. I do remember listening to our old guy. You know, he was great, and he would just on Kentucky. He'd make it like it was the biggest game of the year, and I was just like, it's Kentucky, for God's sakes. It's not the biggest game of the year. But anyway, no, I think just congratulations on getting the channel recovered. That was good.
Oh, yeah.
I was happy to hear that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I know you were. But anyway, no, that was all I had. I just wanted to say, you know, I think Georgia and South Carolina would be a good one.
Hey, just out of curiosity, if the ACC were to go to something like that, which three teams would you, if you could handpick Clemson's three ACC teams, what would it be?
Well, Georgia Tech for sure. Okay. I mean, we've always had a distinct hate between, well, I say hate, but we've always been competitive against one another for years and years and years. So Georgia Tech's one, right? Florida State, for sure. And now it gets hard because NC State, we hate them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the Textile Bowl, and we really don't like them. So I'd say NC State would probably be my third.
Yeah, that would make Pete happy. He'd love to beat up on NC State every year, wouldn't he?
Oh, God, yeah. Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Dave Dorian Explorer. Yeah.
All right, Slaw. Thanks for calling in, buddy.
Later.
All right, talk to you next time. There you go, Clemson man, Huffer Billy Paw. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Oh, hey, Lou. Another Vanderbilt fan here.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why I'm calling, I usually don't call in, but maybe like once a year. But there's someone that really pissed me off this week, and it's someone that you have a similar disdain for too.
Oh, who is it?
This son of a bitch, kind of basically said at the beginning of the season that Vanderbilt's going 4-8. He dissed our quarterback after our quarterback basically said, "Who the fuck is he?" For saying Vanderbilt's going to go 4-8. But at this rate, it's likely we're going to do better than that. And then now he's saying that he's been high on Vanderbilt since the start of the season. It's your good pal, good buddy, fucking Juice Poot.
Oh, I don't actually have any disdain for Josh Pate. I'm on to what he's doing is all. And I just, you know, that I know what he's doing. I didn't know he was high on Vandy now, but it doesn't surprise me. I'm not accusing you of this, but everybody that's ever had any affiliation with Vandy at all is suddenly going to start to pop up on the internet because Vandy's good. And so it doesn't surprise me that Josh Pate is going to start hyping up Vanderbilt because he wants to attract all those Vanderbilt people. That's his whole deal.
Even though he said Vanderbilt's going 4-8 and they're only going to win one SEC game. And then
well, that was in the offseason when no Vanderbilt fans were watching. Now that Vanderbilt fans are watching, he's going to talk good about them.
Okay. And he's also said at the beginning of the season, they had Diego Pavia on the Bus with the Boys podcast. And they showed him what Josh Pate put down for the record. And he basically said, "Who the fuck is this Josh Pate guy?" They all got pissed off at. And Pate responded with, "Well, who the fuck are you?"
Yeah, I didn't know about that.
I'm like, everyone kind of thought Diego was a dick for saying that, but I'm like, honestly, I love it. You know, let the fucker know who he is.
Yeah.
And then my next question for you is, so I'm a Vanderbilt fan that lives like in Tennessee country.
Okay.
And every Tennessee fan wants to make it a point to me that Diego's just the shit stand of the earth. He's an asshole, a terrible person, because he has such this confidence for Vanderbilt and all that stuff. What do you say to Tennessee fans that he's basically just them and they wish he was their quarterback because of his ego?
What now? Tennessee fans wish they had Diego Pavia? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, they all like legitimately hate him because they hate his like confidence. And I'm like, what the fuck did he do to you?
Well, he didn't do anything to him, including beat him. He didn't do that either. So I don't know.
Exactly. I'm like, but no, like every single Tennessee friend I have, they're all like, "Dude, he's just a fucking terrible person. He's a fucking prick of a human being." I'm like, what the fuck did he do to you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about Diego Pavia being an asshole. I haven't heard anything like that. I don't know anything about it. Maybe ask them why they think that. I don't, because I don't have any idea why they think that.
Mm-hmm. But no, I love how Vanderbilt's turned it around. I've been here for a long time. There was about a 2-year stretch where I was going to call you on your show because of how pissed off I was with Clark Lee. I was going to say, you need to stop saying bad stuff about Billy Napier because Clark Lee didn't know what the fuck he was doing until he hired Jerry Keel. So, yeah, I thought Clark Lee was worse than fucking Billy Napier at one point. I was going to call into your show and say that.
All right, buddy. Hey, thank you for the call. No, it was good to hear from you. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good evening, Lou. How you doing, pal?
Doing good, buddy. How are you?
What in the heck was that?
I have no idea. All I heard was some kind of country sounding song, and I just turned it off.
Nice. So hopefully you're doing well, bud.
Yep. How about you?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
That's good news. I like to hear that. There goes
The
James
good
Cook.
news is it looks like Shells is going to get to play.
He is? Where'd you hear that?
Weekend.
Where'd you hear that?
Well, I read on ESPN that they upgraded from questionable to probable.
Oh, I see that now. Yeah, because when I looked earlier, it said questionable, but now I see the article you're talking about. South Carolina quarterback upgraded to probable. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that obviously would be big for South Carolina if he's able to play.
Yeah.
Well, let me say this, too. I don't believe any of these injury availability reports at all. All these SEC coaches, this just started last year where the SEC coaches are required to release these injury reports twice a week, Wednesday, and then either Friday night or Saturday morning. And I don't believe anything that's on them. Like last year, Lane Kiffin, was it before the Georgia game? Lane Kiffin had like 40-something players listed as questionable. It's just a joke. I mean, you can list players however you want. So, yeah, you can tell the SEC that teams that they got to release an injury list, but they can put players in any category they want, and it doesn't fucking matter. So, I don't know.
No.
I mean, with a concussion, I'll believe it when I see it if he plays. I obviously hope he plays because I think it'll make it a better game, but we'll see.
Yeah, I want the best guys on the field.
Yeah.
And in my mind, Lenore Stellers is one of the best guys at South Carolina.
He's fun to watch.
Best guy.
Yeah, he is fun to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully everybody's having a good day.
Yep. I think everybody's, for the most part, I think everybody's having a good day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a singing concert today, so that was pretty fun.
You went to a concert today?
No, I had a singing.
Oh, you sang at a concert today?
Yeah.
Now, that is something there. Now, what song did you sing?
I sang God Bless the USA.
Oh, okay.
And in fact, if you want me to, I got the words right here. You want me to sing a little bit?
Well, I can't say no to that.
All right, hold on, bud. Okay. If tomorrow all the things were gone, I won't for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife.
With just my
I
children,
thank my lucky stars. But I'm
thank stars
to
be living here today.
And they can't
because the flag still stands for freedom.
And I'm proud to be an American. Where did I know I'm free? And I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me. And I'll really stand up next to you and defend those still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this man. God bless the USA.
God bless the USA.
Want me to keep going, bud?
Of course I do. Let's go. Keep it rolling.
Okay. From the state to Minnesota, to the hill to Tennessee, across the Maine to Texas, from sea to Shining Sea. From Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA. We'll be quiet and every American hope, and it's time we stand and say. But I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I'll frankly stand up. Next to you, defensive still today. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American. Where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the man for God who gave that right to me so gladly. Stand up next to the business.
And I won't forget the man who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today.
Eric, that was amazing, Eric. Thank you, and we can't wait to hear from you again. If you don't hit the thumbs up now, then you just hate America. That's all there is to it. You just hate America. I, of course, love America. I love America. I love Americans. And I love the armed forces as well. Which is why one of y'all needs to get a hold of your buddy with this Bagram Air Force Base deal. We don't need to be back over there. It took us almost 20 years to get out of there. We don't need to be back over there. It's a terrible fucking idea. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou, how you doing?
I'm good. Well, what would you like to sing for us this evening?
We have to sing?
No, I'm
I
just
didn't
kidding.
have a piece
No,
prepared.
I'm just kidding.
That your previous caller, he was actually very good on being on key.
Yeah, he did good. He did really good. One of my favorite callers of all time there. So I'm glad he did that. In fact, I should have done this and I forgot, so I'll do it now. But shout out to Eric.
5-star caller.
He is an official 5-star caller. Yes.
Well, I went ahead. You put me in the hard rock. You put me in between a rock and a hard place. So I went ahead and hit the light because I love America.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Team America all the way. And I gotta say, I'm watching that Bills game.
Me too. Touchdown Bills.
Isn't it really nice watching the James Cook? Like, I miss that Bulldog, man.
Yeah, he was fun to watch. It's really the last great one we had. It's been downhill since James Cook. I mean, Georgia's got a good running back room now, but they lack the true star power that they had at running back. We got spoiled as Georgia fans. You go all the way back to 2012. You had a run of running backs at Georgia where you had
Todd Gurley and Nick Chubb.
Oh, and in some years you had 2 or 3 of them on the same team, but every year they had one of the following people on the team: Todd Gurley, Keith Marshall, Nick Chubb, Sony Michel, DeAndre Swift, James Cook. For a 10-year period, they had 1, 2, or 3, or in some cases 4. They had Todd Gurley, Keith Marshall, Nick Chubb, and Sony Michel on the same fucking team. The same team. Was it 2014, 2015, whatever year? They had all 4 of them on the same team. They had a string of running backs there that was ridiculous, and we got spoiled. And now, you look around now, and it's noticeable when you watch the Georgia games now, like Nate Frazier. I like Nate Frazier. He's a good running back. He's not as good as any of those people I just named. And like that overtime run that he had where he got dragged down at the 4-yard line, any of those other people I just named score on that play. He doesn't have the top end speed that some of those other guys had, but that was a remarkable run of running backs Georgia had.
I think that's what frustrates me with Bobo is that the way he runs our current backs.
Here we go.
It's like we have the elite backs of the past. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
we just scored 44 points on the road with a quarterback making his first ever road start against a top 10 team. So I don't have anything bad to say about Bobo. He was slicing and dicing. Bobo needs a raise and an extension. So
just for the love of God, can we do a QB sneak at the 1-yard line? Can we stop lining up at shotgun? It's driving me nuts, dude.
I hear you.
It really is. Even a read option's okay.
Yeah.
But as far as I was wanting to call in about Carson Beck. The other night you were talking about Carson Beck, and I think Kane's fan had called, and you were talking about, he could throw some picks, but everyone does focus on the picks last year with Carson. But the thing is I believe it was 3 of those games he had 3 picks each. That's 9 picks. He won all 3 of those games. So maybe he does have some turnovers this weekend, but that kid's got rock solid composure to be able to come up that kind of turnover margin. That is not easy. I mean, because those turnovers chip away at a quarterback's confidence pretty toughly.
Well, he's the favorite to win the Heisman right now. So,
yeah.
And guess who's 4th?
Gunner
Stockton.
Well, I've been rooting for Gunner ever since he, won us the SEC. I mean, everyone was hating on him after Austin Peay. I'm like, dude, he won us the SEC. He didn't have a great game, I give you that, but chill out.
Yeah.
He's earned his keep. I mean, it's like Bennett, when he won the first Natty. I was a Stetson doubter. He proved me wrong. When he won the Natty, I shut up. I had no problem with him playing in 2022.
I knew Stetson was the real deal from the very beginning.
Yeah. You know what it is, man? It's just when I look back at that.
That's a lie from the pit of hell.
I think a lot of people were really hard on Bennett because we all had Bama PTSD. I know I did.
Well, I had Jake Fromm PTSD is what I had. I had Jake Fromm PTSD. And honestly, I had Kirby Smart quarterback fuck up PTSD too. I mean, let's not forget that, Stetson ended up being really good. But do you remember who started for Georgia the first game in 2020?
JT Daniel?
No.
No, I don't remember.
DeJuan Mathis.
Wow.
Kirby went through an entire offseason with JT Daniels, Stetson Bennett, and DeJuan Mathis and thought to himself, that guy is the best quarterback we have. And he put DeJuan Mathis out on the field. So.
Yeah. Kirby, once he gets a quarterback in mind, it takes hell or high water to get him off of that mind.
Yeah.
But, no, I'm happy for Gunner. He did great. He showed up when he really needed to. And I love how he takes care of the ball. He doesn't really turn over the ball much. And he doesn't really put the ball in harm's way. Like, he's not taking reckless shots.
Gunner Stockton, you talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, even the interception he had, was it like it was at the end of the half or something like what was it? It wasn't even, I didn't even really count it. He probably needs to take more chances, not less, but I've been happy with him so far. I was a little confused after the first 2 weeks because he was the leading rusher in week 1, and then in week 2 he didn't run the ball at all, and I'm like, what are we doing here? I like the way it went in the Tennessee game, though. Some runs, some passes, some downfield passes. It seemed like a legit offense against Tennessee.
I agree. Yeah, it was just, we were just pounding the rock. I mean, it took us a while to,
Oh yeah, that was Puglisi.
Get off our
That's
heels,
right.
but we did.
They took Gunner out and put Puglisi in because Gunner didn't have the arm to throw it down there.
And he threw a pick.
What else? Yeah, Puglisi. But that's why they put him in there. I mean, it was just a Hail Mary at the end of the thing, basically. But anyway, hey, thank you for the call. I'm going to have to let you run. I got to get through some more of these phone calls. Elijah, it says that your mic is not connected, so I'm unable to put you on. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou. How are you?
Well, you've been quiet. You've been quiet, and I don't blame you. Boy, you down bad everywhere you look, bud. Oh, my God. You picked two blue blood you picked 2 different blue blood programs to root for, which is weird, and they're both dog shit. Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, Texas fan and a Notre Dame fan. My God, if those 2 teams played, what would the score be? 11-8?
4-2. Okay. Most unique scoreline ever. Anyhow, I felt like I lost twice again last week. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
Well, y'all are booing Arch Manning at a home game, man. What are y'all doing?
I wouldn't boo Arch. I'd boo Sark because he's working 2 fucking jobs and trying to tell everybody that he can work 2 fucking jobs, and he clearly can't.
I knew it.
I'd be booing. A productive chant would be hire an OC. If you can get that going in Royal Memorial Stadium, that would be interesting. I was the one who also dropped a super chat earlier where I said somebody asked a question about whether Vandy would beat Texas at home. They beat the shit out of us. They beat the absolute shit out of us.
Dang.
And I'll be honest with you. We might go 3-9 unless we figure this offense out, in the next 3 weeks. If we don't do that and we're 3-2 going to Oklahoma, you could kiss that season goodbye. And might as well my season is over because Notre Dame's lost twice as well. And, it's not like, I picked 2 blue blood teams to follow. I actually have connections to both cities.
Right. Yeah. No. I know that. It's just the thing is when you pick, if you root for 2 teams and they're both bad, then you catch twice the amount of shit. That's just the way that goes.
But Sarkisian has landed his name on my shit list.
Yeah.
Because the thing is that he's been telling me for the last 4 or 5 years that he can run the offense and be an offense. He can run the offense and be a head coach. And I was like, okay, prove me wrong about you. And in 2021 we went 5-7, but the offense was pretty good. 2022, we had Bijan who just absolutely went crazy. He might be one of the best players in the NFL now. 2023 we were solid again. 24 I kind of saw a crack, and then 2025 the dam is just absolutely broken.
Dang.
This guy needs to hang up the play sheet. He is Ryan Day firing himself as OC. He will not win a big game until he fires himself as offensive coordinator and develops himself as a head coach. Nick Saban, his mentor, I thought he knew better. That's the thing. I thought this guy knew better. Nick Saban never once called the defense at Bama.
No.
He never once called the defense at Bama, and he's a defensive guy. He was in the NFL like Sarkisian. And it's like, are you listening to Pete Carroll? Because Pete Carroll didn't establish a dynasty at USC. Yes, USC was really good with Pete Carroll, but it's like, for me, he's a Jimbo Fisher at Florida State at best.
Oh, no.
At this point, at best. And it's like, I'm sick and tired of this, of saying, and the Texas fans are always like, oh, well, they're starting to ask that question. It's like, this guy got fired by the Atlanta Falcons for having poor red zone play calling. And now it's 3 years in a row at Texas where we can't convert in the red zone to save our lives.
Yeah, it's alarming.
It's disgusting.
It is alarming.
And as a Notre Dame fan, I'm just going to say one thing because we played one hell of a game. Kicked Tyler Buckner off the team. The guy transferred to play lacrosse. End of story. Anyhow, I hope you have a good morning, Lou.
Thank you for the call. Hey, give the man credit. He showed up to take his medicine. The guy's got 2 teams. They're both blue bloods. They're both dog shit. Texas and Notre Dame. He's not running and hiding. The guy showed up and took his medicine. There's something to say for that. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou.
Hey, buddy. What's going on?
Been a number of years since I called in.
Yeah.
I think it's the first time since I got sober I've called in. So it's been 3 years. Being a Tennessee fan, it's been hard to maintain that. But what a game Saturday!
Yeah,
that was a great game. And one thing that I kind of took from that game,
interception Bills. I'm sorry. Don't pay any attention to me. Just go ahead. I'll mute my.
We're in the SEC. We're on the business of moral victories. But what I took from that game was I'm very encouraged by Josh Heupel's development of the offense. I feel like it's come a long way since he's been there. And I feel like that in that game, Tennessee showed that they can play with anybody in the country.
Yeah, it looks like Tennessee's running more than 4 plays now. They got more than 4 different plays now, which is a step in the right direction. Yeah.
I think it's very possible you see a Tennessee-Georgia rematch, whether in the playoffs or in the SEC championship. And I know we got a long way to go in the season. I just want to get your thoughts on that.
Yeah, I'm not convinced of that. I need to see Tennessee win a road game, and I mean, at Bama, at Florida, you got Oklahoma at home. You could lose all three of those.
If we lose to Florida this year, we ain't never going to beat them on the road.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great game, but in the end, you're still sitting there with a loss. So, you know, you using up what little bit of margin of error there is. I mean, 2 more losses and you're done.
Right.
Right. And there are more than 2 games on Tennessee's schedule that they could lose. So, yeah, it was a great game. And by the way, I'm not convinced Georgia's making it to Atlanta or the playoffs either. So I'm not. This isn't. Oh yeah, Georgia's amazing and Tennessee's not winning another game. I'm not saying that. You know, Georgia's going to have a loss in September too. So they'll be in the same boat, just be later than you.
But Oklahoma's a good team this year too. So
yeah, Oklahoma. I mean, I'd probably pick Oklahoma now right now. But the thing is, when Georgia loses to Bama next week, they're still ahead of Tennessee in standings.
Right.
So,
right.
It is what it is on that. Is what it is on that deal. But so yeah, I don't know. It's still, you know, it's early in the season. You play early in the season, somebody's got to lose. So somebody was going to come out of this game in the hole.
Right.
Regardless of whether you lost by 1 or you lost by 101, the hole that you're in is the same. Because it's a numbers game. If you're 10-2, you're going to the playoffs. If you're 9-3, you're not going to be able to sleep Saturday night before the playoff selection because it's a coin flip. You might get left out, you might get lucky and get in. I mean, it's going to depend on what everybody else's record is. But Tennessee's got some tough games, and they have not shown the ability under Josh Heupel to win on the road. So you got Bama, you got Florida. I don't know who else y'all play on the road. I know you get Oklahoma at home.
We got Mississippi State 2 weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, they just beat a top 15 team, so
100%. Yep.
And they can throw the ball too. They can probably throw the ball better than Georgia.
Yeah.
Which might be something to keep in mind considering Gunnar Stockton is still throwing touchdown passes on you.
Yeah, that was that 4th and 6 touchdown pass was a beautiful ball.
Crazy.
One of the best throws I've seen all year.
And if there's any Clemson people listening, I just want to throw this in real quick. 30 of the points that Georgia scored against Tennessee were by transfer players. And Georgia recruits in the top 3 out of high school every single year.
Yeah.
Every single year, Georgia recruits in the top 3 out of high school. Yet, they go on the road and play Tennessee, and 30 of their 44 points were scored by transfers. Clemson recruits in the 10 to 20 range and doesn't care about transfers, and you wonder why they lose to Georgia Tech.
Yeah. One thing that I would like to bring up, obviously, again, not, moral victories out the window, this, that, and the other. Not taking any pride in this whatsoever, but there's only been 5 teams since 2017 that scored 40+ on Georgia.
Yeah. How many of them were?
Which is
since what year? 2017?
2017.
Was that Oklahoma, Bama?
Oklahoma, Bama, I think LSU in the SEC championship.
Yeah, I remember that one.
19, Tennessee, and then Ohio State in the playoff game.
That's right. Yep.
But just shows
it was
how
a great game,
dominant
hell of a game.
100%. And I probably took a few years of my life watching that one.
I hear you there. Yeah, I know how that is. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate you taking my call, man.
Yeah, man, it was good to hear from you. I'm glad you're doing all right.
Yeah.
And
yes, sir.
Don't be a stranger.
Yes,
good
sir.
morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Blue?
Pastor Dave. Hold on. Let me get on my best behavior here. Tuck my shirt in.
Hey.
What's going on, bud?
Hey. Man, we appreciate you, Lou. I just want to call on here and just thank you for all you do, man. And if y'all listening on Patreon, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Patreon, where it's at.
That's right. Hey, listen, I heard what you said a while ago. Bama's losing next Saturday. And look,
I mean, I hope you're right.
I don't wear crimson colored glasses. You know this.
Yeah.
Couple of things. Okay, we can't stop a mobile quarterback. We can't stop the run, and we can't run. I mean, that Riley kid that's been in for Jam, which he's done fine. He's got a lot more receiving yards than he does rushing.
Yeah. Probably have Jan Miller back for that Georgia game, I would imagine. Now, the other guy, the Keenan, that I'm not too sure. He may may have to play without him again, but I think you'll have Jan Miller back.
Well, and I wanted to say too, out of the rivalry games for Alabama.
Yeah.
You know, I hope as a fan it's LSU.
Yeah.
But you know, Mississippi State and Alabama's had a rivalry. They're only 90 miles apart.
That's a good point, and Mississippi State needs games because they outside of Ole Miss. I don't know who you give who you give Mississippi
Things
State.
that I've seen, Lou, it's Bama and LSU, but LSU's going. You know, I don't think Mississippi State is a rival with them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like LSU fans. They think we're big. I've never really considered it a rivalry, and I've been around, man. I'm Gen X. I'm 49. I remember the bad times at Alabama. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but what's crazy about those two teams, Lou? You've seen it. We've watched it. Both of those teams play better on the road. I mean, Alabama owns Death Valley. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And LSU usually beats Alabama in Tuscaloosa.
That was the last road game y'all won, by the way.
Yeah.
You've lost
Now,
4 or 5
look,
in a row since then.
I like Coach DeBoer. A lot of Alabama fans are upset. I do. But best case scenario for us this year is 8-4, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Worst case is 6-6. Because, like I said, Lou, we can't stop a mobile quarterback. And everybody, Wisconsin's horrible. And and their backup quarterback played next man up, but he was number 2. And everybody's talking about, well, they only had 59 yards at halftime. Wisconsin's horrible. You know what I'm saying? We can't, when we get an SEC play, we're not going to be, it's going to be a long season.
I hope so.
That's just my opinion. Well, I know you hope it so, but I'm just being real. Look what Florida State done to us. Yeah. Everybody knows what Gus Malzahn's going to do. He's going to run the ball. Hello? And, you know, I think don't get me wrong, we lost that game, but I think Alabama went into that game, you know, thinking that they're just going to come down here and just do work on them.
Yeah.
And, you know, got beat down by running quarterback. Georgia's going to line up and run the ball down our throat, and ain't nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion now. I don't think we're going to be able to stop them. We haven't won, but that one road game, that was LSU. And did you hear today, too, that Nussmeier's hurt? He's been playing hurt.
I hear that. I don't know if it's true or if I believe it.
Yeah. I heard that this evening, but, you know, it's going to be interesting to see, Lou. I know I'm just being real and throwing it out there, and most everybody knows me. You know, I'm going to be real about it.
Yeah.
We got a lot of work to do, man. And I don't think Womack's the man for the job. You know what I'm saying? The defensive coordinator, I ain't too crazy about it. Anyhow, man, I appreciate you, Lou, and we'll talk at you soon.
Pastor Dave, thanks for calling in, buddy. It's always good to hear from you. Thank you for the kind words. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's going on, Uncle Lou?
Hey, Jarrett.
I'm really watching this game. Hope fucking Bills beat the shit out of the Dolphins.
It's
but
over now.
The rivalry games, I hope Georgia keeps Auburn, which is a staple. I hope we keep Florida, and yeah. So I don't know who we would have. Maybe South Carolina, maybe as a rivalry game. Would that be it?
Well, it's not a rivalry game. I mean,
well, they would add to the list as a third team to play.
Yeah, there's going to be a third team, but Georgia doesn't have a third rival. So
yeah, well, Georgia Tech.
They're not in the SEC, bud.
Not in the SEC. Yeah, not in the SEC. But South Carolina would be an opponent to face off as. Yeah. As for Dabo Swinney, I'd pay if somebody could pay me $100 to kick him in the nuts, I'd do it. I can't stand that fucker. It was like one left squinty eye, motherfucker. Yeah, He's so fucking annoying. He's bitches and complains.
Let me ask you a question. You're not worried that if you tried to kick Dabo Swinney in the nuts, your foot would get stuck?
Because he has no dick? Because he has a mangina? Oh, God. Jesus. He's just a little bitch, man. He will never change because that's his whole problem. He's never going to change. And I hope he leaves. I hope he retires.
Dang. Well, he ain't retiring. At least that's what he said. Now, of course, just because he said it doesn't make it true because Dabo is a known and proven liar.
Yeah, he is a liar.
Yeah, he said if it ever got to the point where the universities were directly paying the schools, he'd hang it up and never coach again. Yet, here he is.
Yeah.
So, stand on that and that. You know.
Anyway. I'm still taking LSU's going to lose next week to Ole Miss. I'm still saying that they're going to lose, and Ole Miss is going to light them up. They've been doing pretty good against, Kentucky. They beat them pretty good.
Are the Bills going to kick a field goal here? They better kick a field goal here.
Yeah, they better kick a field goal. They better not.
I had a bet on the Bills -7 in the first half, and they gave up a fucking touchdown drive at the end of the first half, so I lost that bet. So the chat said double down in the second half, so I did. And right now it's a push. At the second half, so I had Buffalo Bills -7 second half, and right now it's a push. So if they kick a field goal, that would be a win. So anyway, we'll see. But go ahead with whatever super important thing you were saying.
No, you good. I'm about to see if they make the field goal too. They better fucking make it.
Yeah.
The last field goal they made, they missed it.
From the left hash to make it a 10-point game. Let's see. Here we go.
Yeah.
Snap, hold, kick. Looks good. That's a pay Lou situation.
Yep, pay Lou.
That's
pay Lou.
That's $100 holla. All right, Jarrett. Thank you for the call, buddy. It was good to hear from you. And shout out to whatever woozy Buffalo's got out here kicking field goals. He actually made that one after shanking one earlier in the game with the Tennessee routine, which really pissed me off. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Lou?
Hey, buddy.
Little correction earlier when you were talking about Georgia's 2020 quarterback situation. They had put their entire faith and trust in Jamie Newman that year, and he backed out 2 weeks before the season started.
Before the season started, and Kirby looked around and said, "That's the best guy we got. Put him in the game." And it was DeJuan Mathis. After watching him, Stetson Bennett, and JT Daniels practice for a year, he came to the conclusion that DeJuan Mathis was the best of the three. So,
yeah, he was a wash. That was a rough game to watch when it happened.
Yeah.
So I've watched. I'm a Georgia fan. We've watched the games, and the best running back on our team is a guy that really hasn't ran that much yet this season. It's Josh McCray, and to me, it's not even really that close. He hasn't ran much, but I think it's Josh McCray. The other three are good, but they're all the same age. They're all about 19 years old. They're sophomores, so I think Josh McCray's good, and he's not getting enough.
Yeah, he hardly played at all the first 2 weeks, and I was wondering what the hell was going on. Now, they did play him, and they played him in the right spots against Tennessee, too, because he's really the only back we have. Well, I think Chauncey Bowens maybe can do some stuff between the tackles, but like Dwight Phillips and Nate Frazier. First, Nate Frazier ain't got no business ever running between the tackles the way he fumbles the ball. So Josh McCray is somebody that can, the goal line situations, the third and short, he's perfect back for that. So I do think we'll see more of him now. He scored twice against Tennessee.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was in the most crucial moments. And, Dwight Phillips is great on the outside. He seems to have a lot of speed. But they really need to use him, and I'd love to see Noah Thomas more coming up.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the milk carton alert there.
Yeah, he's been on the field, but they haven't thrown to him at all.
Yeah, we're still doing the thing, and I mean, it seems like I've been complaining about this with Georgia forever. So maybe I'm just the idiot, and this is just like maybe every team does this. I don't know, but it seems like the coaching staff never thinks that there are 2 or 3 receivers that are better than the next 2 or 3. Because even when we had Ladd McConkey and George Pickens, or hell, even Brock Bowers, these people were taken out of the game every other play.
Yeah.
And they're still doing that now. And I really thought that we were going to see Colby Young on one side, Noah Thomas on the other, and Malachi Zachariah Branch in the slot.
Yeah.
And it's the same old thing where I think 7 or 8 different people caught passes against Tennessee. And, like, that looks cool on the stat sheet to see, I guess. But Noah Thomas has just been completely MIA. So I don't know. You know, we'll see as we get further in the season. But, I thought it would have been – now, Branch they have featured. Like, you can tell they know what they have with him. Like, they make it's a concerted effort. It's like, we got to get him the ball. They're like, so that I see.
I love that.
Yeah,
Branch is awesome. We haven't had somebody like Branch in a while.
Yeah, I agree. I like that too. But like some of these red zone situations, we kept kicking field goals. Noah Thomas is a legitimate 6'5", not a made up 6'5". He is a legitimate 6'5". Throw the fucking ball.
Could go up.
Throw the ball. You get on the 18-yard line. Run the fucking fade. We were watching that game. I forget which drive it was, and they made a play, and they got down to like the 14 or something. And I said, "Fuck! I wish he would have got tackled on the 25." Like, because I was like, I feel like we have a better chance of scoring from the 25 than we do the 5.
It's rough. It's like Noah Thomas is like another George Pickens situation where you look at the end, you look at the stat sheet at the end, and it's like 2 receptions for 75 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is, like, it's not just Noah Thomas. Georgia has, like, if you include the tight ends, they have 4 or 5 people that are over 6'4".
Yeah.
Like, if you include Colby Young, Lawson Lucky, and Oscar Dell, they're all about the same height. And it seems like all they just got to do is toss it up to them, and they're probably somewhere out there.
Yeah. I've been surprised that we haven't seen more downfield stuff to Noah Thomas. I really have. One other thing I just thought about too with that running back McCray. Didn't he transfer in the second portal after spring?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I think he did. Does anybody in the chat know? And the reason I bring that up is because once spring practice ends, there are no organized team activities until July.
Right.
So as far as
could have been late to the party.
Maybe that's why we didn't see a lot of him in the first couple of weeks. He's still kind of ramping up with the offense and things, maybe. And so we'll start to see him more and more now, because every week that goes by is another week of sort of learning the offense and the play. But I mean, you can do workouts and stuff like that, but you can't have organized team activities like with the coaches and the players on the field at the same time from the time spring practice ends till July. So he got there at the end of April, but he wasn't allowed to hold an organized practice until after July 4th. So he really only got, 6 weeks of practice or something. So maybe he just wasn't up to speed or something. I don't know. Because I thought the same thing. I thought we'd see a lot of him. And maybe we will going forward, because he did play more against Tennessee than the first 2 games.
Yeah, I mean, I just heard that in a couple weeks he's signing up for Medicare or Medicaid or whatever it is. He's pretty old. He's like 23 or something like that. So he's by far the most experienced running back.
Yeah. And you know what I liked about him too? I'll be honest, I didn't know a lot about him before we got him. I did notice him in the bowl game. I remember watching because the South Carolina-Illinois bowl game was one of the best bowl games of the entire bowl season. It was a great game. Both teams played all their players. It was a really good game. And Josh McCray went nuts in that game. And I remember going, wow, this guy's pretty good. And then when he transferred, I started looking into him more. He's been at Illinois for 3 years, 0 fumbles.
Yeah.
And the Big Ten's got legitimate lines of scrimmage, and they hit you up there. It ain't a powder puff league. And so after all the issues we had last year with Nate Frazier fumbling the ball, I was like, yeah, bring me this guy to go between, let him pound between the tackles, short yardage, goal line. He ain't gonna fumble the damn thing. So I like the idea of Josh McCray, and finally in the Tennessee game we got to see him a little bit of him. So hopefully they'll ramp that up.
I feel like the highlight of that game wasn't even the game. It was Frank Beamer's son's meltdown on the sideline, and that's all everybody talked about from there.
Yeah, he wanted to fight that Burt Bielema.
Yeah,
didn't
he would have gotten folded like a napkin, a wet napkin.
Folded him up like a dollar store lawn chair, isn't it?
Yeah. One last thing. How's the chart going? Is there anything that hasn't been filled out yet?
I need help.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, South Carolina right now only has one team on the list, and it's Missouri. What are we going to do about that?
So lucky for you, and funny enough, I actually filled out one of these like a week ago, just a whole one, just mock doing it, going down the list. And it is hard to do, like, especially when you get to like the last few. Like I have Auburn paired with Oklahoma. Those are the last two I got to, and I couldn't find another team for either one of them, so I just put them together.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, you look at Texas and Oklahoma, they're new to the SEC, so obviously there are no long-running rivals outside of they have each other, and then Texas has the Texas A&M deal. But, yeah, this is what makes it hard, and when you get to the end, you're like, we'll just give Oklahoma that team, whatever. But then you look at that team, and you go, well, I already got them with 3 teams, so you end up having to move a bunch of teams around. But anyway, I've got Missouri for South Carolina. So who else can we add to that?
And that's it. So with I know you want Tennessee and Florida to stay together, and I agree with that. But I actually had Tennessee moving away from Florida. I have Tennessee, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt in like a triangle. And then the last team I have for Tennessee is Alabama. But I would love them to keep Florida. As for South Carolina, I put Texas A&M on there because I couldn't find another team for Texas A&M either.
Yeah, and they've been playing every year already, so.
Because neither of them have that many rivals in the SEC.
Missouri. So now we've got Missouri, Texas A&M. All right.
And I also
Texas and South Carolina. All right.
And I know you. I also put Florida for South Carolina. I know you have them for Tennessee, but I put South Carolina and Florida together because a lot of these are hard to figure out. Like LSU. You got maybe like Alabama and then maybe like Florida or somebody.
Well,
but
Arkansas, they have a trophy game.
That third team could be like 7 different teams.
Well, it's Arkansas because they have a trophy game. LSU and Arkansas play a trophy game every year.
Oh, okay, so maybe Alabama, Florida, and Arkansas or something?
No. LSU and Arkansas have a trophy game.
Oh, I was talking about LSU's 3 rivals.
LSU and Arkansas have a trophy game.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I hear what you're saying. I was asking what 3 do you have down for LSU?
Yeah, Bama, Arkansas, and Florida.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured. Anything else?
Ole Miss only has Mississippi State. And Kentucky only has Vandy.
I put Ole Miss with Vandy.
Ole Miss gets Vandy, okay.
Because I was looking up teams that Vanderbilt have played the most amount of times.
Oh, no. We already got Vandy filled out.
Oh, you put Auburn, right? Auburn, Kentucky, and Tennessee.
For Vandy?
Yeah.
Tennessee, Kentucky, and Auburn, yeah.
Yeah.
So Ole Miss just has Mississippi State.
I had Kentucky with Georgia. I don't know if that'll. I mean, Georgia's third team is open too.
Yeah, that's the rumor from 2 years ago when they were thinking about doing this was Georgia and Kentucky. All right, so we'll give Kentucky to Georgia. All right, so now Kentucky has 2 teams. Georgia has 3.
Do you have Arkansas with Texas? Because I know Arkansas hates Texas.
Nope, but that fits because they each need one more, so we can do that. We'll give Arkansas to Texas, and we'll give Texas to Arkansas. There we go. So now Texas and Arkansas are done. All right, Florida's done. Kentucky needs one more. They've got Vandy and Georgia.
Vandy and Georgia. I mean, didn't they play Mississippi State every year for a while? Whenever the other one, yeah. I think Kentucky and Mississippi State played every year.
They need another one too, so we'll do that. Kentucky gets Mississippi State. Mississippi State gets Kentucky. All right, so now Mississippi State needs one more. They have Ole Miss and Kentucky. The teams that are available are Oklahoma, South Carolina, and that's it.
I guess you got to do South Carolina. Or I mean, Oklahoma's closer, but I mean they have no connection. But I don't know. Either way, I guess.
Who are we doing? Mississippi State?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Mississippi State gets South Carolina. South Carolina gets Mississippi State. Boy, South Carolina fans are not going to like this. Missouri, Texas A&M, and Mississippi State.
I mean,
they're not going to like that.
They're definitely getting the short end of the stick there. If it was up to them, they'd probably have like Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee or something, or Georgia, Florida, and Missouri.
Let's see. Texas still needs. Oh, wait a minute. Texas needs a team. Texas A&M needs a team. Ole Miss needs a team. Oklahoma needs a team. Are we going to do Texas A&M and Oklahoma?
Yeah, and that makes sense. And then Ole Miss and Texas or something. Or wait, Texas doesn't need a team, does it? Isn't it Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M?
Texas has Texas A&M, Oklahoma, and Arkansas.
Yes.
Texas A&M now has Texas, South Carolina, and Oklahoma.
Okay, so who are the teams left then?
3. Ole Miss. And
that's it? Oh.
I feel like we already have Ole Miss written down, and I didn't add it to Ole Miss's. Let's see, Ole Miss plays Mississippi State. Shit, this is all starting to run together now. Yeah, we got most of it filled out, though.
All right, happy to help, Lou.
Yeah, buddy. All right, man. Thank you for calling in. Let's see who's up next here. Goose, what's up, buddy?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning in that, too. And also,
how you doing today?
As well. I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, man, just waiting for the high school team playing this week. But other than that, doing well.
Okay, good.
But you were talking about LSU's 3. I think you have to put Ole Miss in there because they do play for a wooden magnolia thing.
Ole Miss and LSU?
Yeah, they play for some kind of wooden magnolia sculpture.
So who do you want to drop? Bama, Arkansas, or Florida?
Man. See, the problem is LSU doesn't have. We don't play nobody in the year. Like
who they play?
We don't play. We don't have that rival.
They don't play nobody.
The year. So, I'll drop. Well, I mean, damn, who want to drop?
It gets Florida. Really hard to do at the end. I've got so much of the list filled out now that every time I make a change, it's a domino effect where I then have to go back and change like 6 other teams. So I'm leaving it alone. That's because here's my thing. I don't really care about the majority of what they do. I talked about this at the beginning. There's only a handful of SEC games that actually matter to me in terms of preserving the rivalry and seeing them played every year. Georgia, Florida, the Iron Bowl, Tennessee, Bama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, Texas A&M. I mean, I don't care about the LSU Arkansas game. I just don't.
I don't. Yeah,
now, I'm not the one that's making the list. The SEC is, and they're going to take all those things that I don't care about. They're going to take those things into account, so no one has to be mad or upset. But I'm just telling you, I don't give a shit about the Mississippi State Bama rivalry, if there is one. Like someone said, that was a rival from where it means nothing to me.
Right.
So as long as I get the games that I really care about preserved, I'll be. I don't care what else they do beyond that.
I agree. Don't take away the cocktail party.
Right. The Iron
Don't
Bowl,
do something like that.
Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, the big ones. Yeah, and I'm sure they're going to save all those.
They should. But man, LSU's got some problems, man, offensively. It's. I mean,
is Nussmeier hurt or not?
Well, Brian Kelly comes out Monday and says he has a torso injury, but I've watched him. He doesn't look the same throwing the football he did last year. I don't know if he's hurt or I don't know. But there was a ball he threw against Louisiana Tech. He threw it. It was way underthrown. He throws it perfect. It's just a touchdown. It gets intercepted, and to me, he just something's off with him. Whether he's hurt or he's just
if he's hurt, at least that's something we know, because like so far it just looks like he's dog shit is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That he was just terrible. But if he's hurt, then okay,
Yeah, there were some rumors that he got hurt a week before the first game of the year, and it got kind of downplayed, and you know how coaches talk.
Yeah.
But they got to score some points, man. I mean, 13 points offensively ain't gonna beat nobody in the SEC.
Well, and what you know this, you're because you're too smart not to. Yes, 13 points is bad, but when you consider the fact that you were given 4 extra possessions,
right?
That's horrible.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I mean the 5 interceptions, but one of them was a pick 6, so you didn't get a possession out of that. But the other 4 interceptions, that's 4 extra possessions, and to score 1 offensive touchdown like that is, and here's and people say, well, Florida's got a good defense. I don't care. If you have a good offense, you should score more than 1 touchdown, even if you're playing a good defense. Like so something's up there.
When we had Joe Burrow, we played good defenses.
Yeah,
and we scored points.
Yeah, I mean, even Tennessee managed to score 14 points or whatever against Georgia normally. You know,
but they they're going on the road in 2 weeks, and Lane Kiffin, every quarterback he puts out there throws for 300 yards somehow.
Yeah.
So
speaking of that, did you see what's his name got hurt in the first quarter?
Yeah, Simmons.
Simmons gets hurt in the first quarter. They put this guy in that nobody's ever heard of named Chambliss. Dude throws for 400 yards and like 4 touchdowns. I'm like, what in the fuck, man? What is going on? Like, that's not. It's one thing to have the quarterback, your backup, come in and you go, okay, don't blow it. Don't blow it. Make some safe passes. Let's get the run game going. Not Lane Kiffin. Let's dig this backup off the bench, throw him in the game, and let him go for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns against a pretty good Arkansas team. And they needed those points, too, because Arkansas was moving the ball. So
they scored points.
I mean, it's unreal what he's done there. With development and portal and quarterbacks and offense.
He's a good play caller.
He is. He's got it going there. And I know Florida wants him. I would have to really think twice. Now, in the days of a 4-team playoff or the BCS, it's not even a thought. Yeah, you leave Ole Miss immediately and take the Florida job. But in a 12-team playoff and probably expanded to 14 or 16 soon, I honestly don't know if there's a benefit for Lane Kiffin in leaving Ole Miss to go to Florida. I'm dead serious. It's way more pressure at Florida than it is at Ole Miss, and he can make the playoffs regularly at Ole Miss. I mean, every 3-4 years at a minimum, I would think.
Yeah, but I mean, it's crazy, man. How of a play caller he is. No, he was supposed to be our OC in 2017 when Ogeron took the job, but then he went to FAU to be the head coach. But that was a rumor. So I don't know, man. So,
y'all play Ole Miss next, or not, or next week?
Well,
not
yeah,
this weekend.
we play them next week.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, we're gonna this week we play Southeastern Louisiana.
Shouldn't they just sit Nussmeier down?
That's what I think they should. Brian Kelly said he's playing for some reason.
If he is hurt, and that's why the offense is struggling.
He needs reps.
Yeah,
he needs reps. Well, we need reps. He's a fifth-year senior.
Yeah, if he's hurt, he has no business playing this weekend because the LSU offense I've seen so far is going to get blown out by Ole Miss.
Exactly. I mean, they can't block though. They can't run block. They pass block okay. They can't run block and they can't run the ball. I mean,
if he's really hurt, they better rest him.
I feel like I'm in like this bizarro Les Miles world where we have a defense, no offense, but at least with Les Miles, we ran the ball. So
yeah.
Now
I still think LSU is good. I don't want it to come off like I'm completely crapping on LSU. I still think they're good and talented, and
they have talent.
Their defense especially has been even better than I thought it would be. But the offense has been disappointing. I mean, Nussmeier is one of the best returning quarterbacks. Him and Klubnik are hard to figure out. Now if Nussmeier's hurt, whatever, then maybe we kind of know what's going on there. But I still think they can be really good. But boy, they the meat of that schedule is coming up, and they've got they've got 2 good wins now with Clemson and Florida. So you dodged some bullets there. If you won those games with a hurt Nussmeier, you dodged 2 bullets there. But you're not going to win out with a hurt Nussmeier in that same offense. Not the
same offense. We'll lose.
Get that figured out.
We'll lose 3 or 4 games.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, man, I'm glad you got your channel back, man. I was worried the other day, man. I was like, what the hell's going on?
I was freaking out, dude.
I was like,
losing my mind.
I texted Sir UGA. I said, man, something's wrong because he don't stream that.
No, I don't know nothing about. If somebody put a gun to my head and said you have to go buy a crypto coin or something right now, I say, well, just pull the trigger, buddy, because I have no clue. Yeah. All right, Goose. Hey, good luck, man. The rest of the way. Yeah, man. Appreciate you calling in. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Luke.
Luke.
Hello?
Luke.
Hello?
What up?
Hey, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
What's going on, man?
What's up?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. You went out for a minute, but hey, man, I called in Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Let a couple of F-bombs go, but I really wanted
I think I remember.
I really want to talk to you, man. Yeah. I really want to talk to you, man. People have been hard on Bobo, but man, he called a masterfully, beautifully game. It was a beautiful game.
Yeah, I can't find all the Fire Bobo people this week. I don't know what happened to them. They're all on vacation this week, I guess.
Yeah, he really did, and I've been hard on it too. I've never called for his firing, but I especially this year, the offense just didn't look like I thought it would look, and I was like you. I was kind of like holding off. You know, they don't really need. I really believe that's why they threw the ball so much against Austin Peay, because they were just trying to figure out different plays, different receiver packages. And stuff
which,
like
by
that.
the way, is what you're supposed to do in those games. You're not supposed to do what Tennessee does every year, which is go out and beat a team 100-0 just because you can. Like, you're not learning anything from that, and eventually Tennessee will figure that out. But so far they haven't.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing that you kind of touched on, LSU. I think the reason why your boy went off on those reporters like that is because he knows that they're cooked. I don't think LSU. I think LSU's a false prophet.
Yeah.
I mean, they got 3 games, and they beat Florida and who else did they beat? Florida. They beat 2 rinky-dink teams.
They beat Clemson. Louisiana Tech, and Florida. Yeah.
So I really don't think who people are hyping them up to be. You know what I'm saying? And they're barely beating these teams and struggling offensively against these teams, and they're trash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what's going to happen when they run up against a Tennessee or Alabama? Or
and
Georgia,
their defense looks really good right now. But you bring up an interesting point. They beat Clemson and Florida. And what do we know about Clemson and Florida? They have terrible offenses.
Terrible quarterbacks and terrible offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the third thing I'm gonna tell you, there's a third thing you were right about, and I think you abandoned them a little too early. Texas Tech. You've been on Texas Tech for about 2-3 years, Lou. You've been telling us about them, and they've been shitting on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They've been letting you down. But this year, did you know they averaging 58 points a game?
Yeah. I mean, they've been lighting it up. Big plays, too. Explosive plays, 60-yard touchdowns. They've been lighting it up. Now, I did pick Utah, but I said I'm not betting on that game. I want to watch it. And if Texas Tech goes in there and moves up and down the field on Utah like they've been doing the first couple of weeks, then I'll be a full believer in them.
Yeah, I truly believe this is the Big 12 championship. I picked Utah at the beginning of the season, and it's kind of a clusterfuck out there, but I only picked Utah because they're the most consistent team. I know they had a bad year last year, but they got the best coaching staff in the conference. So I figured that I would go the way of the norm and pick the team that's usually the best out of all of those. And I figured that would be Utah. Yeah. But Texas Tech looks dangerous, man. They look like they playoff ready already, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know I don't even know any of these teams they beat, but the average 58 points a game is fucking ridiculous. That's amazing. I don't give a damn who you're playing.
Yeah.
That's video game numbers. But yeah, man, I'm glad we got this weekend off. I'll be in Augusta. Matter of fact, I'll be there tomorrow coming down for a family reunion. So I can kick it with the family and not have to try to sneak off and watch any games because the dogs ain't playing. You know what I'm saying? I'll still be keeping track of college football, though.
Yeah,
but,
good.
Yeah. But all right, then, Lou, man, I just wanted to call and tell you that I like to give people their flowers because I don't want to be one of them people that always criticize this, but then when I'm wrong, I don't want to be the person that, that can't face it. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. Well, I appreciate you calling in, man.
People always criticize it.
Yeah.
Right, man,
Hey, you probably already know this, but if you get a chance when you're in Augusta, you need to go to that damn T-Bones restaurant and get them Tommy fries.
Tommy fries. You know what? You talk about Tommy fries all the time.
Yes, I do.
I'm going to get some Tommy fries,
I
man.
tell everybody that comes here, I said, if you go eat anywhere, go to T-Bones, order the Tommy fries. Thank me later. All right, buddy. Thanks for calling in. It was good to hear from you. Hope you have a good time at your family reunion. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. There's you, Gump.
What's up, Uncle Lou?
Hey, buddy.
So, I just wanted to get your pulse on the Bama Georgia game. I think
Bama will invent a new way to win. That's what will happen. So I don't know what it'll be, man, or what, but
this team has only proven to me that when they go on the road and they get punched in the mouth, they get scared.
Well, that's the only thing I'm hanging my hat on. They've lost 4 or 5 games in a row away from Bryant-Denny Stadium. I hope they lose one more. They haven't won a game outside of Bryant-Denny Stadium since LSU last year. So it's 4 or 5 in a row now, whatever it is. I hope it's one more, but I'm taking Bama in that one. The line came out today, by the way, if anybody's curious. Georgia's favored by 3.5.
Well, it's just the look I got after the FSU game is that they have no intestinal fortitude when they get punched in the mouth.
You broke out a wrestling term there.
But I'll let you keep on with your show. I just wanted to make that point. I hope we win, but at this point, I don't have confidence in them.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk a ton about that game next week, I'm sure. So give us a call back, and maybe I will have changed my mind by then. We'll see. But as of right now, I'd have to go with Bama in that one. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Woo. I just wanted to I don't know if this is a compliment or an insult, but just a commentary on the community that you've built. I really appreciate it. Some of the most unique personalities you'll ever see, but it is primarily comprised of the smartest, clinically retarded people you'll ever meet and the dumbest people who have no problems with their actual brain chemistry. So since the actual dumbest callers that you have are walking around undiagnosed, thank you for occupying their time, by the way, and keeping them off the streets. Who knows what they would be doing if they weren't calling into your show?
Now, which one are you? Are you a high-functioning retard or a low-functioning normal person?
It depends on the day.
Okay.
Depends on how much sleep I've had. But I'd like to officially diagnose some of those dangerous individuals who are walking around that have, for some reason, gravitated towards your streams.
Okay.
I would like to diagnose the Alabama Crims retards. They need to be locked away and put in a facility. Absolutely. I would like to diagnose Florida fans as the jort-wearing jagoffs. And then, of course, we have the classic Hilljacks. Thank you, Lou.
Yes, sir.
You have a great community. I love everything you're doing.
All right, thanks for the call, buddy. That was a good one. Hard to disagree. Hard to disagree there. We've reached the end of the line. There's nobody else in the back room or on hold waiting to come on, so I am going to shut down the phone call portion of the show. Don't worry. Don't worry. I will stay and hang out for a while like I do every Thursday, and we'll see what's going on in the chat. The first thing I need to do, I have neglected the super chats, and for that I apologize. So let me take some time now and read through these. James Cooper says, Arch Manning sucks. Okie dokie. Which I agree. But, of course, okie dokie and the thumbs up emoji is reserved only for Tennessee takes. If you were watching the Georgia-Tennessee stream, then you already know. If you don't know, then you weren't watching the Georgia-Tennessee stream, and it's just going to be a part of Uncle Lou lore that you don't yet understand. John Dickens, thank you for the super chat. He said, sorry to miss you tonight. We read that one. That was the he's at the Alice Cooper and the Judas Priest concert, which I'm sure is amazing. I would have no way of knowing. Donovan says, I hope Auburn proves you and myself wrong. I think there's a chance Auburn gets blown out. I have serious concerns about their defense. I've got serious concerns about Jackson Arnold's ability to throw the ball. And I've got serious concerns about Auburn's offensive line's ability to protect Jackson Dart. I think this could get sideways for Auburn. I think it helps that they've already played a road game. Shout out to Baylor, man. But the environment at Baylor, not going to be quite the same as the environment in Norman. And I think John Mateer in particular may be looking to prove a point in this game. UJ71 says Arch Manning is ass. That is all. Massive disappointment. You can flip all these lists that came out. I don't think I did one. And if I did, it would have been early in the like probably before spring practice when I was just there's nothing to talk about. So I just you make up these random lists. Oh, here's the best quarterbacks. I don't think I did though. But a lot of these people who put out these lists of best quarterbacks, like in the month leading up to the season, and then they put out a list of worst quarterbacks, you can almost flip them, and they would be more accurate. But a lot of the names that you saw listed as top 5 or top 10 quarterbacks, it's not only that they aren't top 5 or top 10 quarterbacks, but in a lot of cases, it's turned out they're just terrible. DJ Lagway, terrible on everybody's top 5 list for no reason, by the way, at all for that. But they did it anyway. Arch Manning, terrible. Nussmeier, not terrible like the other two, but not a top 5 quarterback in the country on anybody's list now. Cade Klubnik, terrible. Drew Aller, extremely disappointing. Again. And then, who are the best quarterbacks in college football? John Mateer, transfer that nobody had heard of till 6 months ago. Joey Aguilar, a community college guy who nearly quit before App State gave him a chance and then only gets to start at Tennessee because Nico made the biggest brain dead decision in the history of sports. Sawyer Robertson at Baylor. The broken leg at Missouri. What's his name? Tibula? Femur? What's his last name? What's the last name of the quarterback of Missouri? Femur? Tibula? Whatever. The leg guy. Pribula. Thank you. nobody was talking about these people. Some people were talking about John Mateer. He at least had some established success. So some people were talking about him. But it's been a weird quarterback situation this year. I showed this earlier. Now, am I betting on this? No. But look at the odds to win the Heisman Trophy. Carson Beck tied with John Mateer for the best odds in the country. Dante Moore and Gunnar Stockton tied with the second best odds in the country. Now, I'm not, is Gunnar Stockton winning the Heisman? No. But just the fact that he's fourth on this list tells you what happened to all these quarterbacks. Where's Klubnik? Where's Nussmeier? Where's Arch Manning? Fucking Marcel Reed is on here. Some of y'all don't even know who that is. And I'm not saying that to make fun of you. Like, he's a quarterback at Texas A&M. Who else is on here? Julian Sayin. Devin Dampier, a group of 5 player last year. Transferred to Utah. Now he's like 7th or 8th in the Heisman odds. Joey Aguilar. It's been a weird year at the quarterback position. Bryce, thank you for the super chat. He says, is this guy drinking alone in his bedroom at his parents' house? I'm not sure which caller you were talking about, but odds are whichever caller you were talking about, the answer is yes. Yeah. John Tay Lee says, OU SEC champs. We talked about OU been better with an offensive finally. Yeah, they've been one of the more impressive teams in the SEC early in the season. I think we can check the odds on that too. I wouldn't be surprised if Oklahoma's in the top 2 or 3. Yeah, conference winners. My guess is that it's probably Georgia 1, Oklahoma 2. That would be my guess. Wow. This is because of Oklahoma's schedule. Oklahoma's got a difficult road to hoe. Georgia is the favorite, followed by Texas. There's no way anybody's betting any money on Texas right now. Are they? No one's betting on Texas right now. There's no way. Alabama is 3rd, LSU 4th, Oklahoma 5th, Texas A&M after that. Ole Miss, Auburn, Missouri, and then Tennessee. Those are your odds to win the SEC right now. A lot of people are high on Tennessee. Tennessee fans mainly. The whole bragging about a loss deal. Hey, Tennessee man, $100 bet on Tennessee to win the SEC will win you $2,700. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting on? Bet it. Bet Tennessee to win the SEC. 27-1 on your money. Go ahead. Go ahead and do that. Garrett Roberts, thank you for the super chat. I'm convinced most Florida fans have an IQ lower than Billy Napier's win total. Deion and DeBoer are twin brothers. Oh, no. That I don't know exactly what that means, but it can't be a compliment to DeBoer. Wow. H-Post says, I'm a Texas fan. I'd take Vandy at this point. He's talking about to beat Texas. I probably would, too. If Vandy was playing Texas this weekend, I'd probably take Vandy to win. Texas seems lost right now, offensively. Now, I'll say the same thing about Texas I say about all these teams, not all of them, but when a team is that talented, and I don't care how much you hate Texas, they've got one of the most talented rosters in the country. When a team is that talented, if they get it together and figure it out, they'll be very hard to beat for anybody. But so far, through the first 3 weeks, they look lost, particularly on offense. Jolish says, thank you for the super chat. He says, worst case, Clemson is 6-6. Best case is 8-4. 8-4, nothing changes, but 6-6 with a bowl loss to Kentucky, and people will begin to ask questions. Well, I think people are already asking questions. But yeah, if they go 6-6, and I don't think that's going to happen, by the way. But that would be bottoming out. And it would be a really bad look, especially considering some of the things Dabo said the day before yesterday, which is like, it's not like we're winning 4, 5, 6 games a year. Our worst season is 9 wins. Well, That quote's going to come back to haunt him if what you say is right and they go 6-6. 5-star caller and 5-star American. Yeah, Eric is a 5-star American. That is true. Shout out to Eric. If y'all missed Eric's call tonight, first of all, every call Eric makes is
5-star caller.
But you missed an all-timer today. Who remembers when Eric called in last year and didn't even mean to, but he said like the best insult ever to Alabama? What was that? Somebody's got to remember that. I fell out of the chair because Eric's not a trash talker, and he didn't even mean to try. Like, he trash talked Alabama and didn't even mean to. What was it he said? Does anybody remember? Do y'all at least remember the call I'm talking about from last year? It was probably, I guess it was after they lost to Vandy or something. Man, what was it he said? He made a joke and really didn't even mean to. And it was, I literally fell out of this chair laughing. Oh, yeah, he said they were down bad or something or whatever. God, it was so funny. It was so funny. Bryce says we are still waiting on Rod Robinson, Lou. I told you, you better have the patience of Job or whatever that is from the Bible. You need biblical patience if you're waiting on Roderick Robinson to do anything. Thank you, Bryce. Aveda or Avada, thank you for the super chat. The caller who said LSU should be Bama's third is wrong, but Bama versus Mississippi State, so much more historical value. Several people have mentioned that. This is where I get to the thing I brought up at the beginning, which is I'm not in charge of making the list, obviously. So I don't really care about the Alabama-Mississippi State game, but I don't really care about the Alabama-LSU game either. The two that I really care about for Bama are Auburn and Tennessee. So as long as those two are there, I'm willing to accept whatever the third one is. I'm not dead set on it being LSU or Mississippi State or any other fill-in-the-blank team. To me, there's certain tiers of games that, like, these need to be saved no matter what. And for me, with Bama, that's Auburn and Tennessee. With Georgia, it's Auburn and Florida. With Georgia, I don't care who the third team is. From a selfish point of view, I want it to be South Carolina because I personally love the Georgia-South Carolina game. But not very many Georgia fans share that opinion. You know, some other Georgia fans want it to be Tennessee, or they want it to be whatever other fill-in-the-blank team, you know. Ole Miss and Mississippi State. We have to save that one. Beyond that, who Ole Miss and Mississippi State play beyond that, I really don't care. Not to the extent where I'm going to get mad about whoever Ole Miss's second or third game is. Texas A&M, I want to see them play Texas every year. Beyond that, I really don't care. With Texas, I want to see them play Oklahoma and Texas A&M. Who their third team is, it's not gonna make me mad no matter who it is or isn't. And the other thing we all have to remember tomorrow when this list comes out, no matter how mad you are, you're still going to play every team in the league a minimum of 2 times every 4 years. So it's not like, to the Georgia fans or to the South Carolina fans who want to play Georgia every year. You're still going to play them twice every 4 years. You're just not going to play them every year. So just keep that in mind. And it's not going to be, nor should it be, well, this team's 3 opponents are harder than that team's 3 opponents. That's not fair. Well, it might be harder today, but it might be easier 3 years from today. We can't change the 3 opponents every year because somebody's 3 opponents happen to be bad one year and somebody else's 3 opponents happen to be good. even if your 3 yearly opponents are in the lower half of the SEC, you're still going to have to play 6 additional SEC teams. There aren't going to be any easy schedules. There's going to be varying degrees of hard. None of them are going to be easy. And because college football ebbs and flows, whatever team has an easier path today may end up with a more difficult path tomorrow. And you don't have to look very far to kind of figure this out. 10 years ago, if Tennessee was one of your permanent opponents, that was a guaranteed win. Today, if Florida's one of your guaranteed opponents, it's a guaranteed win. That wasn't the case in the late 2000s. There's lots of people who would have loved to have played Georgia in 2006 or 7 or 2009. Yeah, Georgia's good now. It ebbs and flows, so you can't get in the habit of saying, well, we got to change it every couple of. No, just once you make it, leave it alone. The schedules will even out over time. Elijah says, for flowers for Nico's career. Oh, there's a fake meme floating around today about Nico transferring, and it listed all these it said Nico's announcing that he's transferring at the end of the year. These are the top 3 candidates, and it's like 3 terrible group of 5 schools. Have y'all seen that meme floating around today on the internet? I fixed it. I'll show you. I fixed it. Here you go. Nico Iamaleava, possible destinations. McDonald's. Oh, I guess it would help if I put it on the screen for you to see. Nico, I'm about to leave you as possible destinations, according to Sports Illustrated, blah, blah, blah. McDonald's, Burger King, Arby's. They had 3 group of 5 teams listed down here. That's being kind of generous, I think. That's being a little generous there. Royce Grados, thank you for the super chat. He says Dante Moore definitely a top 5 QB. Yeah, Oregon's been a machine through the first couple of weeks of the season. They play at Penn State in 2 weeks. By the way, who do you think's favored in that game? That line came out today too. Who do y'all think is favored, Penn State and Oregon? What do y'all think the line is on that one? It's like Penn State -3. Penn State's like a 3-point favorite. I sent the tracking info to your email Friday. Okay, thanks, Tony. I appreciate that, buddy. Johnny Brown sent a super chat, but it says message retracted, so I can't read it. Oh, he sent another one. Here it is. Lou, stop hating on A&M or it's going to be a problem. How about you don't tell me what the fuck to do? I'll hate on A&M if I want to. Fuck Texas A&M. Fuck them. Fuck them right in their front butthole, too. And it's not a service academy either. So, type about that. Are you a male cheerleader or something? And that's why you're offended? Are you grabbing someone's nuts right now and yelling for no reason? Or are you grabbing your own nuts and yelling? Also for no reason. How old are you? I bet you have a crew cut, don't you? I guarantee you have a crew cut and you're standing in an empty room right now twirling around a broomstick like it's a fucking rifle. Put that broomstick down. Take that costume off. You ain't no soldier. Take that costume off right now. Kai Millette says, good morning, sir. Good morning, Kai. Good to see you. Now, there you go. I didn't stop hating on Texas A&M. I kept hating on them. Now, what's the problem going to be? You said there's going to be a problem. What is it? Is your wireless keyboard going to run out of batteries? Like that kind of problem? Nicholas DePerno, thank you for the super chat. He says, Lou, if there was a 12-team playoff since 2014, what team would have had the best shot at the Natty? I think 2023 Georgia, just my opinion. Yeah, I've got no idea. I've got no idea. I'm pretty sure you asked that question on Tuesday. I'm going to give you the same answer. That's a great topic for the off season. Did a yell leader smash your baby mama? Yell leaders never smashed anybody. Anybody's baby mama.
You may have seen this and wondered, what the
Dig 'em, Aggies! Hey!
Well, for those who don't know, these are the Yell leaders for Texas A&M, who were formed in 1907 when it was an all-male military school. As according to lore, upperclassmen ordered a group of freshmen to entertain the women in attendance at a football game, who were threatening to leave because they were bored. Thus, yells replaced cheers to this day, making it perhaps the most entertaining tradition in college sports overall. You may have seen this and wondered, what the
Dig 'em, Aggies! Hey! Dig 'em, Aggies! Hey! Woo! Eggs. Humping eggs. Humping eggs.
Fuck.
1, 2, 3. Farmers fight. Farmers fight.
Farmers fight.
Fight. Fight. Farmers fight. Hey. Woo!
Who are the farmers fighting? What are they doing? Keep in mind, these dumbasses aren't in the military. These dumbasses aren't in the military, but they're dressed like that for no reason. They're grabbing their nuts and yelling at somebody's neck. What are they doing? What are they doing? What the fuck are they doing? What are they doing? best case scenario is that that's stolen valor. That's the best case scenario. That shit don't make no sense. Nicholas DePerno, thank you for the super chat. He says Georgia's the best program in the country. Ohio State is second. A&M not even a top 10 program. Still maybe top 20. I don't think they're not even a top 20 program in the country. You said Notre Dame helmet would be on the Your Season is Over shelf for the whole season. It probably will be. It probably will be. You should see the dance Vanderbilt's baseball team does. Well, nobody sees the dance Vanderbilt's baseball team does because nobody watches college baseball. Reason why we have the loudest stadium in the country? Because you're grabbing your own nuts and screaming at the top of your lungs? That's why you have the loudest stadium? I mean, you said it. That's the reason why we have the loudest stadium in the country. Okay. I mean, I'd rather be a little less loud and not grab my own nuts and scream. I mean, and I'm pretty sure that's a majority opinion there on that. I mean, it's just fucking weird. It's weird. Not as weird as not winning a natty since 1939, but it's still weird. I'm a Georgia fan. I still like Beck. He's the Heisman right now, as mad as some Disney dogs get. He's off to a great start. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Clemson would be top 3 in the SEC. What? Buddy. That's a reach even when Clemson is good. Last year, Clemson won the SEC and couldn't beat any, or won the ACC and lost to every SEC team they played. They lost to South Carolina, who finished like 7th or 8th in the SEC. What are you talking about? Oregon looks really good. Yeah. Really good. Kevin Rawls, thank you for the super chat. Says, good morning, Lou. In your opinion, what SEC program is the equivalent to the Washington Huskies? What do you mean? Like, if I think Washington's finishing 8th in the Big Ten, who do I think the 8th best team in the SEC is? Is that what you're asking? Or you just mean overall as a program throughout history? Well, I don't know. Is there an SEC team with like half a natty in 1991? Isn't that what Washington has? Loudest stadium, lowest fertility. You streaming twice this Saturday. Haven't made up my mind on that yet. I'm streaming tomorrow night at 8 on YouTube and Saturday night at 7:30 on Patreon. And I haven't decided yet what I'll do other than that. So it might be just that. Lou, how do you legit deal with trolls? Like, do you think these people believe the shit they say? It's about 50-50. Some of them are actually that retarded. Some of them just do it for attention. Sharkzilla, thank you for the super chat. I love Beck. I'll root for Miami all year unless they play Georgia. He did so much for us that most Georgia fans don't even realize. Damn good dog to me. He was Georgia's best player last year. I think he was Georgia's best player. That was the worst run game Georgia's had in 25 years last year. The run defense was the worst Kirby's ever had. We led the country in drop passes. He was kind of a lone bright spot for Georgia offensively last year. I mean, Nate Frazier looked good at times last year, but he was a true freshman who kept fumbling the ball and can't break a tackle. Still has never broke a tackle. Nate Frazier's never broke a tackle in his entire career. And I like Nate Frazier. I'm not dumping on him, but he's not some kind of elite all-time Georgia running back. Let's just live in reality here. Nate Frazier is a serviceable running back. He's Elijah Holyfield. I miss James Cook. James Cook was the last great one we had. Whatever. You know what? I don't know if I still have that one. I remember the one you're talking about. The trainable retarded. Let me see if I can find it. Man, it's been a long time since I played. I forgot about that one. It's a Brian Kelly. It's a Brian Kelly one. I'm looking. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. Calman Chris, thank you for the super chat. I feel it's more likely we get DeBoer than Kiffin, and that's just by feeling out the fan bases. I'd hate Gruden. Who are you talking about? Florida? Who are you talking about? Who are you talking about getting DeBoer? You're not getting DeBoer. DeBoer's not going anywhere. His buyout is $100 million. But DeBoer's not going anywhere. I don't know if are you talking about Florida? There's no way. Florida's not getting DeBoer. Kiffin is a slight possibility, not DeBoer. Bama's not firing DeBoer. He could lose the rest of the games this year. They're not firing. They can't afford it. Beck just got into an offense that works for him. I hope he does well. Well, he's got a really good offense, probably the best offensive line in football at Miami, and that is a huge benefit for somebody like Beck because he's not the most mobile guy on the planet typical pocket passer, and he's smart, and he can make every throw. So if you protect Beck and give him enough time in the pocket to make a ham sandwich, he's going to pick a defense apart. Yeah, there's a 0% chance that DeBoer gets fired this year. They don't have the money. Why is LSU ranked ahead of Miami this week? They're not. Miami is ranked 2. Miami 2, Oregon 3, LSU 4. Don't ask me why somebody else has somebody ranked somewhere. You have to ask them. Don't ask me why somebody else has a team ranked somewhere. Ask them. UJ going 9-3, missed the playoffs to Notre Dame at 10-2. There it is. The dumbest take you'll see today. Georgia going 9-3 is not a dumb take, but Notre Dame going 10-2 is pretty retarded. Bryce, thank you for the super chat. Lou, I'm turning 32 on October 5th. What are the top 3 physical or mental challenges you think you could have prevented if you had to do it over? Smoking and high blood pressure can't be used. Well, do you drink? If you do, you can stop doing that. Exercise if you don't. The older you get, the harder it is to make exercise a habit. I wish I would have never stopped exercising right out of high school. I wish I just would have kept on some sort of 3-day-a-week routine or something out of high school, because the older you get, the harder it becomes to get back in that habit. So find something to do, whether, and golf ain't exercise. I don't want to hear that. Oh, I golf 3 times a week. That ain't no fucking exercise. Go play pickleball at least. Walk around, even if all you do is walk around your neighborhood 3 or 4 times, you do something. Is Ohio State the favorite to win the Natty right now? Like the betting favorite? Probably. Let's look. Ohio State at plus 550, Penn State at plus 650, tied with Oregon. Georgia behind that at plus 750. Then Texas, then Bama. Lou looks like the only time he works out is when he walks to the fridge. I'm not fat. I'm 5'11", 179. I'm not fat. I'm out of shape, but I'm not fat. I'm out of shape because I haven't exercised in almost 30 years. But I've never been fat. But not being fat doesn't mean you're healthy. I'm not healthy because I didn't exercise for too long, and I smoked for 25 years. But I quit smoking, 4 months ago? Started exercising 2 months ago. But I don't exercise to lose weight. I just exercise to be in better overall health. Whoever typed that is more overweight than I am, 100% guaranteed. Because I'm not overweight. Yeah, I'm 5'11". Saying how much you weigh doesn't say whether you're fat or not. Six one 165. That seems skinny. 6'1", 215. Am I cooked? If you lift weights, then you're probably not overweight. But if you're just 6'1", 215, you might be a little overweight. $5'11", 210. Yeah, you're that's overweight. 6'5", 263. Nate, you got a little bit of a pudge in your belly, but I wouldn't consider you fat or overweight. $5'11", 140. Damn. Ah, damn. $5'9", 160. That sounds pretty healthy to me. 6'5", 400. Holy shit! Well, you just gave up, didn't you? Damn. $5'9", 150. That sounds pretty healthy. 6'1", 180. So we weigh about the same, but you're 3 inches taller than me. So you're probably in pretty good shape. 5'8", 203. Ooh. Dang. 6'2", 500. Okay, so you're one of those people that hadn't left his room in years. Forklift situation there. Six one 235. Six feet 167. What's up, Logan? You're on keto? How much money do you make off of YouTube? Just YouTube? Six two and can't dunk. Damn. At least you admit it. I've never been able to dunk a basketball either, but I've also never been 6'2". Yes. Not every year, but the last couple of years, yeah. The last maybe 3 years. I don't give out loans. I give money away. I don't give out loans. He sold phones at Verizon. Yeah, I was in the cell phone business before I got into YouTube. You can't dunk a basketball? Nate, you should be able to dunk a basketball. You're 6'5". You should be able to dunk a basketball. You're 6'5" and you're young. What are you, 24 or something? You should be able to dunk a basketball, Nate. A 24-year-old that is 6'5" should be able to dunk a basketball. I appreciate that, Jacory. Lou, what's your best sport? Mine was baseball in high school. I played baseball, football, and track through high school. All right, Jay. We'll see you next time, buddy. I appreciate you hanging out tonight, man. You could dunk 20 years ago. I've never been able to dunk a basketball. We're going to find out how legit Illinois is on Saturday. Indiana, too. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. I think I'm taking Illinois in that one, but I'll admit it's partly because I just want Indiana to lose. But I am taking Illinois in that one. All right, 3-Pete. We'll see you next time, buddy. All right, Gamecock. I don't hate Indiana. I don't like Signetti, though. Lou, you weren't the grass picker in right field on the Little League team, were you? No, I was good in Little League, too. My second year in Little League on the All-Star team, we won the whatever the local thing was, and then we won the some kind of multi-city thing. Anyway, we made it to the state All-Star tournament and lost. Yeah, West Augusta Little League. Yep. West Augusta Little League. We had a good team. I was pretty good at sports growing up. I mean, I was never the best player on the team, but I was good enough to play all the time. Baseball and football. Yeah, we won the district. That's what it was. We won the district thing in All-Stars, made it to state, and came in, I think, third in the state. But we had a good team. You're from North Augusta? My brother lives over there now, North Augusta. Played third base. I played on that all-star team. I played catcher, but I think during the season that year I played shortstop. But there was a better shortstop on the all-star team than me, so I played catcher. And then in middle school and high school, I played outfield, center field. Actually, I think I played right field in middle school, and center field in high school. Lou, do you have any videos of you playing high school sport? All jokes aside, they're VHS tapes, but yeah, I do have some. Or they're at my dad's house, but there are tapes of me playing high school football, yeah. They're not tapes of me. They're tapes of the game, but I'm in the game. Yeah, well, I'm old. This was in the mid-'90s. I graduated high school in 1996. So this would have been like, 93, 94, 95. No, we had regular helmets. No, I don't play golf. That is a good thing that Tiger Woods is doing, though, over there on that course. Yeah, I went to Tut. We never lost a game in baseball in middle school. My favorite city to travel to? I think just about anybody can answer that question for you. Vegas. Who wins the Big 12? Pick the 6 teams you like the best, line them up on the wall, close your eyes, and throw a dart, whoever it lands on. It's impossible to pick the winner of that league. You were on the first Tut Middle School in 1988. Was it Coach Murphy? Was Coach Murphy there then? Do you remember? Because I would have been there right after that, early 90s. It was Coach Murphy and Coach Gray. Honda Billy Slow. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. I'll be back on tomorrow night at 8 for the football game, Iowa and Rutgers. So If y'all are going to be watching the game tomorrow, stop by the channel. We'll hang out. We'll watch some college football. We'll talk some college football. We'll have a good time. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. right here on this channel. And then I'll be live Saturday morning at 9 a.m., of course, for the college football kickoff show. We do that every Saturday morning at 9. Get you set for the day's games. And the streaming schedule for Saturday is 7:30 p.m. on Patreon. Coach Finley? Yeah. Coach Finley's still alive. I'm friends with him on Facebook, but he's still alive. Yeah, football coach at Westside. Not anymore, but when I was there. But yeah, he's still alive. There's the link to the Patreon page. We'll be on there Saturday night at 7:30 for all the primetime games. But I do appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. I have a good time. I had a good time. Thank you to the callers. Can't have a call-in show without callers, right? So shout out to all of you. And thank you to those of you who help support the show with the Super Chat. That's what keeps these live shows on the air. So big shout out to y'all. Yeah, tomorrow night at 8, Iowa and Rutgers. All right, everybody. Enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you